black button blue. So if you knew.
Hello, citations. What it do? It's Stop the Gamer off out there. Direct gang, you know the vibes, like subscribe. Let's get it. Happy Wednesday, Durag Nation. Welcome, welcome. I should say happy anniversary, Durag Nation. It is the anniversary of our favorite webhead. Happy 5-year anniversary to the Insomniac Spider-Man. Crazy, it's been 5 years since that game dropped. Crazy. What's up, everyone? How you doing? We got another great show for you guys. Insomniac is doing some of that, what they call marketing, which people keep saying they're not doing, even though they've been doing it the whole time. But it's crazy. Yeah, they've been dropping new posters this week, and now we're going to be getting a live stream for the anniversary. For those that don't know what's going on Insomniac's Twitch, they're going to be having a live stream where they're just celebrating 5 years of Spider-Man, and they're going to have the original cast, Nadji Jeter, Yuri Lowenthal, Laura Bailey, are all going to be there. They're going to have a few devs there hosting. They're going to be playing some remastered. They're going to be answering questions and just talking all things Insomniac Spider-Man. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah, them posters are crazy. I had to grab one of them posters. They just dropped the symbiote poster today, so you know I had to grab that John, add it to the wallpaper. That John tough. All those posters look great. The Craven one is pretty tough, but the symbiote is definitely my favorite so far. The best suit, so makes sense. Who we got here? We got what's up, Philip? Lil Yum, Spooter. What's up, everybody? What's up, chat? Red Hood, Madman, Caden Keith. We got Beluga. It's not that Beluga, is it? It can't be that Beluga. That has to be a fake Beluga. What's up, Ja? Night Owl, appreciate you. What's up, JB Studios? What's up, David? Madman. We got Victor, Jacob, Carrie, Jace. What up? What up? What it do? Noah. Appreciate you, Beluga. What's up, Ad? Victor. Moon Spider, Tyler, Night Owl. What up? What it do? What's up, Jay? Think they're going to announce a state of play? I don't think they would announce it. I think Sony would announce it. That's usually what Sony is in charge of. I don't think the state of play is this week. I think it'll probably be, well, it could be any time. It could be next week. We don't know. But if it was going to be this week, I feel like Sony would have announced it by now. What's up, Dr. Nation? Chillin'. W stream already. Yes, sir. What's up, Kyle? Has the After Show podcast been updated on Apple? That's a great question. Definitely subscribe to our second channel, the After Show podcast. Myself, Jay Shockblast, sometimes Casual Avenger when he's not eating deep dish. Jay Shockblast is the one who puts the stuff on Apple. He's usually up to date or a week behind, so I'll have to check up with him to see if he posted the latest episode. Appreciate you, Brock fan, but definitely subscribe to that second channel, After Show podcast. The Insomniac show kicks off at 6 p.m. my time, so we got like less than 30 minutes, exactly 25 minutes if we're being precise, like glass. The only person who got that reference is not here, unfortunately. Exclamation mark podcast if you want to check that out. Support our second channel. Our podcast is live every week at 8, unless somebody goes to sleep. Usually Jay. So, what do you think they're going to share? Like I mentioned, basically the show is going to be, they're going to have the original voice cast. I think Aaron is going to be hosting. Aaron, the community manager. So he's going to be playing some Spider-Man Remastered. They're going to be answering questions and asking questions as well of Yuri, Nadji, and Laura. And that's all I know currently. What's up, Babcarb? Chilling. How are you? My gameplay looks good. Yeah, is literally the only reason I would ever consider getting a gaming PC is because of the quality of the mods. Like, Spider-Man Remastered on PC is basically a completely different game. If you have mods, you can literally mod it to just basically be Spider-Man 2, even down to the UI and the ability wheels. Not even just the suits. Like, they got pretty much everything already. I saw recently that they just finally got a mod for the Venoms, the updated Venom look. So you can do playable Venom or throw them on Rhino. It's crazy. What's up, Zomboy? What up? What up? We're just waiting until Insomniac goes live on Twitch in about 20 minutes from now. Spam W, Spider-Man is the GOAT. What's up, Casual Avenger? Speaking of my podcast, one of the co-hosts. What up, my friend? What up, what up, what up? Love the black suit. So, what do y'all think of the posters so far? W posters. If you don't know, Insomniac's been posting character posters on Twitter, and they are pretty fire. What's your favorite so far? They posted Advanced Suit 2.0, Miles upgraded suit, Craven, and they just dropped the Symbiote Peter that you're looking at right now on the wallpaper today. W posters, clean AF. L, Xbox player alert. W, symbiote for you. Yeah, definitely. For me, so far, as a symbiote. The Advance looks clean though. I love how they recreated the iconic pose from Spider-Man PS4. That suit looks clean, and it also firmly settled that ridiculous debate that people were having on Reddit for some reason. Because well, I know for the reason. Reddit has nothing to do. But people were literally arguing, saying that Insomniac changed the Advanced suit outline from black to white when they literally never changed the suit from the reveal trailer. It's literally a metallic outline, so the color changes depending on the lighting. It's always been metallic. What's up, Adi? How you doing? Watching while you're editing your video for your place and controller. Appreciate you. Yeah, the plates and controller are clean. I'm loving it. Loving my controller. I'm saving my controller for when I actually get the game. I'm gonna break out the controller once I actually get Spider-Man 2. That's when I'm gonna plug it in, turn it on, and use it. But shout out to the good folks over at PlayStation for sending me the controller and the plates for free. Definitely appreciate it. Your boy appreciates that greatly. Was not trying to spend that extra money. When you web sling correctly, you'll feel like the cartoon. Work hard to buy other things. You're broke. I'm sure Insomniac appreciates it. Did I pre-order? I pre-ordered the collector's edition. Are those posters the game? Yeah, the game posters Insomniac has been doing are basically screenshots, just really stylized screenshots they took from the game. And they've been throwing them up on Twitter this week. Looks very nice. Loving the symbiote in particular, especially with the rain and it's just something about a really high quality picture in the rain just adds that level of epicness to it. You get those 19 inches. Oh yeah, a lot of everyone who got the collector's edition. We're ready for those full 19 inches. Holy, I'm mad that was like the #1 trend for like all day. Just the entire day, 19 inches of what was trending on Twitter. Because PlayStation UK, brilliant marketing. They captioned their post promoting the collector's edition with "Are you ready for 19 inches of Venom?" Everybody was like, "Yo, pause." What? Yo, that was crazy. What's up, Champagne? You feeling Venom coming inside you on October 20th? Holy. Just popped in, all you heard was 19 inches. All 19 inches of symbiote coming at you on October 20th. 40 days away from all 19 inches of Venom. Appreciate you. Baraka fan. So I think Carnage will have an apparition. I don't know if Carnage will be in this one. Nah, that's my favorite response to pause. I forgot who's I think I saw it on a YouTube short or something. But someone was like, "Yo, pause," and someone was like, "Resume." It was all about the action. I hit that Uno reverse on J Shock last because I said something thirsty about Black Cat, and he was like, "Caught in 4K." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. I broadcast that, bro. I wasn't caught nowhere." I upscaled that bit myself. What you mean? I am unapologetically down bad for Black Cat. I You can't catch what is not running. Talk about TikTok, you think? What's up, King Monkey? You have not missed nothing yet. We got about 15 minutes until the live stream starts. And Insomniac is going to go live. And we're going to kick off this 5-year anniversary celebration. They're going to be on Twitch. So if you want to ask them questions or just support, you can go on the Insomniac's Twitch. Otherwise, just hang out here. I'll ask some questions. I actually already sent Aaron one of my questions. So I'm mainly just going to say what's up to everybody and just chill. See what they got to say. You want the 19 inches? A lot of people want those 19 inches. 15 minutes feels like 15 hours. Basically, the posters are like the loading screens of the PS4 version. Guess you can say that. I mean, they're basically just similar to the screenshots they've been providing the last few months. They posted a bunch of images when the gameplay demo dropped. They posted a bunch of new ones when the story trailer came out. They're just taking screenshots from the game and just touching them up. Starting to final year of high school, congrats. It gets worse. Ask about Venom being playable, I already did. That's already been done many times. The closest we got was Brittany. Brittany only responded once. She's a writer for Insomniac. She responded to somebody who asked about playable Venom and said, basically, you're gonna have to wait until the 20th and to find out, and gave a little emoji. I tried to be slick and asked her the other day because she said she's played like Spider-Man 2 like 57 times already, and I was like, "Who's your favorite character to play as besides Miles and Peter?" But she didn't take the bait. She saw through my tricks. Shout out to Brittany though. She's awesome. You know, switching between red and black suits. That's a theory that I subscribe to. I made a video about it a while ago because if you look closely at the gameplay demo, it looks like that mechanic is going to be a thing based on the icon that's on Peter's health bar. It looks potentially like they're going to have the option to seamlessly switch between both suits. Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben is definitely the favorite to be Venom, I will say. Venom. Stream is in 13 minutes. What's up, Craig? Blessings to you, my friend. How you doing? How's the fam? Insomniac Live is on Twitch. They do this every Wednesday. They go live every Wednesday. Usually they're either streaming a game or doing it just chatting with other employees talking about, you know, what it's like working at Insomniac. But this time we got that anniversary. But yeah, they always do it on Twitch. If you want to see it on YouTube, you gotta see it here. Need to be able to exploit it inside of places without having to load up a whole other base. Well, I know they confirmed at Comic-Con you'll be able to explore Aunt May's house. So that should be cool. Going in and out of Aunt May's house in Queens. And it sounds like the map's going to be completely open because they mention that you can technically fly across the entire map just using the web wings, which is very dope. So I think the restrictions are going to be lifted, like how usually when you're swinging around, like there'll be a certain point where you have to stop. But in Spider-Man 2, it sounds like the whole map's just going to be open at one point, and you're just going to be able to fly yourself to Queens, drop in on Queens, pop into Aunt May's crib, walk around. Eddie Brock is in the trailer. That's a theory. I don't think Eddie Brock is actually in the trailer. You get the chance, you're giving the black. Holy. Down tremendous. I gotta be careful with YouTube now. This ain't Rumble or Kick. I would definitely take black hats in movies. Toma coming through with the 10.99 BGN. No cap, you're dropping the most fire Spider-Man related vids, watching every day for news and good content. Appreciate you. I have a video right now working on it. It's a fire. I think it's a fire Spider-Man 2 video, but it's also a sponsored video. So I'm waiting for approval. But once I get approval, I'm gonna drop that, John. So look out for that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Brock pops up because it's Eddie Brock. He's part of the. We know he's in the universe. We know he's at the Bugle. The Bugle is going to be a lot more important this time around. It would be weird if he wasn't in the game at all, but they've confirmed he's not Venom, so I'm not expecting anything crazy. What is the live stream going to be about? It is about Insomniac's live Q&A celebrating the 5-year anniversary of Spider-Man. It has been 5 years since Spider-Man was released on PS4, and Insomniac is doing a live Q&A with the original cast to celebrate. What I want from Kraven's Last Hunt. I think I made a video exploring this, but I like the idea of Kraven basically being used to push Peter to become Venom. Like, Kraven perfectly studies Peter, finds the weakness in the symbiote, and just completely demolishes him to the point where Peter just hulks out and goes full Venom. I like that idea. Just the idea of Kraven just breaking Peter and driving him over the edge. Allowing us to play as Venom for a little bit. That's what I'm voting for. 8 more minutes, and then Insomniac will be live. Cannot wait. Fun night to see Yuri. I'm glad Nadji is healthy. He had to miss Fan Expo Canada because he was sick, but fortunately it wasn't anything too serious. He recovered pretty fast, but he had to miss his panel and the autograph signings and stuff. So it'll be nice to see him back with the whole cast. I know Aaron and everyone over at Insomniac are excited. Honestly, we'll let MJ get the interest. Holy. Yeah, the posters have been crazy so far. Insomniac posted them all on Twitter. I was surprised they did a double post today. Well, you know the only ones left, right? They gotta drop that Venom. They gotta drop that Venom next. Imagine if they do the Venom poster and they reveal who Venom is. That'd be crazy. that would actually be insane. Someone wanted to see the Kraven poster. This is what the Kraven one looks like. Nice little look at Kraven. Looks very, very nice. Yeah, I wonder if how many they're going to do. If they're doing it based on the main characters they've shown so far, I mean, they got to do Venom and Lizard for sure, and Mary Jane. You hope they didn't spoil Venom. Yeah, I doubt they'll spoil Venom. That'd be wild. Like if they just drop it as a poster. 1 million views. That would be crazy on a live. Imagine. I haven't come anywhere near that on a live. Over 1,000, 2,000. I think my record for most live concurrent viewers is like 6,000 something. 1 million? I don't know about that. Maybe if I get early access to Spider-Man and I'm allowed to stream it, y'all gonna come out and just 1 million of y'all just hanging out. Black Hat better. I definitely prefer Black Hat for sure. You want all the inches? We got 5 minutes left, and then Insomniac should be live on Twitch. We'll switch over. Press on 60K subs. Appreciate you, Avery. Yeah, thanks everyone. We're at 60K. Wow. 60K. We're slowly but surely, not even slowly, we're like steadily pushing our way towards that 100K goal. My goal is 100K this year. Currently a little less than 40K away. Let's keep that grind. Grind don't stop. I don't know what they're going to reveal. I'm just showing up to support the 5-year anniversary, and I mean, you're going to have Yuri, Nadji, and Laura all in the same place answering questions. You know, how can you not show up for that? Especially Nadji. As you should know, when Nadji Jeter is on a panel, you definitely want to hang out for that one, because Nadji and Tony Todd have a habit of oversharing. They just get so excited. So they have a habit of sharing more information than they probably should. So every time Nadji's talking about Spider-Man, I'm always looking to see if is there a camera. Can I get the audio? Because that man be chatting. I think the story mode, the game is going to be 98 gigs minimum to download. So at the very end, you're getting an extra character who's getting their own stories. So this game is definitely going to be bigger than the first one. Like, literally, in terms of size, we already know that. But yeah, you're getting double. You're getting 2 characters, at least 2 characters. Expanded map is going to be wild. You want Bully Lowenthal dance in the game? Hell yeah. Anyone know hours of gameplay? None of that information has been released yet. All we know is the recommended file size the recommended download space that you'll need is at least 98 gigs. We know that because of the limited edition PS5 back of that box, but we don't know any specifics about the gameplay yet. 1 more minute. Switch over. Insomniac's Twitch. Shout out to Insomniac Games. They should be live any minute now. So as soon as I get the noti, we'll pop off. And support Insomniac. Oh, there we go. Stream is starting soon. can't wait. Let's go. Let me shrink myself a little bit. I'm at 19 inches myself. Let me get down to a respectable 9. so everyone can see. All right, cool. Going to sleep now. Appreciate you. Hope to show some about Spider-Man 2. 19 is valid though. What's up, Joel? Victor. Memorial for Stan Lee. Rest in power, Stan Lee. Just bought your first car today. Congrats. I never bought a car.
Hello, everybody. Wow. This is going to be a fantastic stream. I'm actually very excited for this one. Welcome to Insomniac Live. This is a show about Insomniac games and the communities that inspire it. And today, I am so heavily inspired by our voice acting community. We have some special guests today. I am delighted to announce that we have, I'll go through the order here. We have Nadji Jeter, who plays Miles Morales in our Marvel Spider-Man franchise.
Yeah, he does.
We have Yuri Lowenthal.
Willie Lowenthal.
Who plays Peter Parker himself in the game that we're about to play today. There it is. And we also have Laura Bailey, who plays Mary Jane Watson in our Marvel Spider-Man franchise. And yeah, well, today is a very special occasion. Well, of course, we have you, but also the reason we have you here is because we're celebrating 5 years of Marvel Spider-Man.
I see they got all those 19 inches right in front of them.
Came out. Not even since we started making it.
Which was 5 years before.
Wow, the full statue was taller than the PS5.
Yeah.
So old.
I mean,
Well, not him.
Well, no, I'm getting up there.
Not you. I mean,
Really,
I'm the only old one.
I feel it. I feel it.
it is crazy to think that, at least for me, like where I was 5 years ago in my career and leading up to this moment, like I was an Insomniac.
All 19 inches on the table right now.
And I got to hear your guys' voices as a fan, and Yuri and Miles, Nadji, you guys have
19 inches
cry,
slapping the PS5.
I'm so delighted to just have you here, just to be able to talk about this game and reminisce.
Nadji sure is sick. Hell yeah.
You made me cry.
Nadji always clean.
You have
absolutely
today to
made
make
me
you
cry.
cry.
All right, I'll work on
Hopefully,
it.
Better make you cry.
Yeah, no, I mean the
Hopefully
whole
we're not
cast.
gonna make you cry today.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think back to
Shout out to Aaron.
to that game, and all three of you really knocked it out of the park, and I'm glad that I'm not the one who thinks that too. I mean, we have a bunch of fans, as you can see on the screen here.
I love that we can see the chat.
Yeah.
How
By
y'all
the way, I
doing?
can see the chat.
Where's
Yeah.
everybody
Dad,
at?
Yuri.
Somebody sit down.
Dad, Yuri.
You get a little gray, you get your Reed Richards gray coming in, and all of a sudden you're Zaddy Yuri. Yeah.
Well, hello everyone in the chat. We see some familiar names. We have Joseph Whitty in there.
Whitty fam.
God, the
Whitty,
chat's
so
going.
Whitty in there.
Vigilante Spider's in here. Huge
I
fan.
got my phone.
Where's everybody at? What's going on, y'all?
Oh, so fast.
How
So
y'all doing?
fast.
Start dropping names and states. We got Brazil in here, okay?
We got so many
That's a
people.
lot of
I
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, on behalf of us at Insomniac Games and to you all watching, thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us while we play through Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. We're celebrating the original game, came out on PS4, but we're playing Remastered for a couple reasons. One, it's the latest and greatest version of the game, and also, I wanted to maybe show off my console a little bit today that
I think you should.
I just got the other day. So
I'm jealous.
yeah, so we do have the limited edition Marvel Spider-Man 2 console. It has the nice console covers. Also got the controller here on hand, which is
If
fantastic.
you could get one.
I got one.
I've tried to get their hands on it, and I want to also point out that we have
Shout out to
the original
Sony.
game right here as well. So that's the Steelbook, the glorious red cover that some of you may have gotten way back in 2018 when you got the collector's edition. But yeah, we got the console, we got the cast, we got the game, we have Insomniac Live, we have the fans. I don't know what more I could ever possibly want.
What about this amazing statue?
Oh, wow, how am I forgetting about the
I mean, I know,
statue?
because every
Can't forget those 19 inches.
Chat is commenting, and it's literally the reason I pre-ordered the special edition was there's no way I'm not getting that.
Yeah, it is glorious to see in person. I know people have only seen photos of it, but I mean, it is 19 inches tall. You got Venom, you got Miles, you got Peter. They're doing their thing. Who's winning this fight? We don't know. You have to find out when you play the game. Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah, this actually is a free fall between all three of them. I don't know what comes out between Miles and Peter, but you know.
We're ready for the inches.
Yeah, we're excited to jump on and play the game, the original game. And I know a lot of you have questions about Marvel
All
Spider-Man
19 inches. Let's go.
We are not talking about that game. We're going to talk about the original. It's going to be a look back at the original Marvel Spider-Man game. So we'll jump on. And one note too is we've played this game several times on this stream. So we're going to jump in kind of in the middle. I want to say it's about 6 hours. For those in the community who have watched us play this, you'll probably know where we left off. Actually, I don't remember where we left off, but we left off somewhere at the 6 hour mark or so. So we've done a few of these streams. At any point, if you guys want to take over the controls or 6-2, I'll pass it over.
We just finished the Miles Morales playthrough.
Although I will say, I just got back to playing the first, because I walked away embarrassingly early.
We did the whole thing on stream. We did Spider-Man Remastered, all the DLC.
But my son just started playing it, and so now we've started to play. Like, he'll play till he gets frustrated, and he hands me the controller. And so now I'm actually much further along, which is still not that much, but much more than I did on my own. And it's been really cool to play the first game.
Is he showing his ability now?
Yeah, we had we do have some community questions that we pulled in from the Discord that we may ask you all throughout the stream. But I suppose one of the first questions I want to ask is, looking back at 5 years of Marvel Spider-Man, how do you feel about the character and the franchise and everything as a whole? How has it been, with the fans and everything? How's your experience like with this series?
Fans are so great, and they love it so much, and I think that comes also from the first fans of the game were Insomniac making this game. You could tell when they were making it how much every single person on the project loved Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it really, yeah.
How far are they in the game?
And for us to, to meet fans in person and to hear, what the game has meant to them. And the thing that really has struck me recently in talking to people is how many people say that they've
Just ignore the crime.
Over and
I
over
mean,
and over. Like, how many games?
It's going to just regenerate.
Even games that you love, do you play over and over? And
Can't stop
over.
all the crime.
I mean, that's a testament to the game, which is awesome.
I'm excited. I'm going to my first
Who's on the sticks right now, Aaron?
convention where I get to actually.
Yeah, I think Aaron's on the sticks right now. Let's see what Aaron. Let's see how good Aaron
And
is.
I can't wait to actually hear band music.
Let's see them combos, Aaron.
Stories of just like what it got them through.
See, he's using Web Blossom as his suit power.
Everything of the world was shutting down. We were right there in time to, pitch and just patch up all those.
Not my favorite suit power,
moments in people's
but
lives.
pretty good.
But, I mean, it's been a lot of growth. Just coming from the first game and just to now, it's just been like, a great trajectory of all of us just coming into our own and then
Played through a game over 50 times. That checks out.
Introducing, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's gonna be like a great just.
I'm gonna replay Spider-Man 2 100 times.
Too, and that's a good point, Nadji. And we're talking about. I'm going to lead into Miles Morales a little bit right now, but back when that game came out, it was kind of in the height of the pandemic, and I recall reading a lot of stories about people really enjoying that dinner scene, and it gave them a sense of, hey, I might not be with family right now, but I can at least play this game and feel like I'm a part of a family, and I think you really brought that to them in those moments with Rio and Miles.
Aaron in trouble.
Play this game and be
Yeah,
sentimental at the same
Wow,
time.
are you doing that?
Sorry.
I mean, you're already so much better than me. Like when I'm
like
focused.
Aaron's
I'm trying to do two things at once on the screen.
Aaron's trying to do
way
the
over here
interview.
right now. Anyway, yeah, no,
You need to turn down the
call that out.
difficulty.
A lot of fans really appreciated that
Trying to do an interview.
characterization that you brought to the character, and
Glad
it's
we
been
can
great.
do that for you guys. Seriously, like I know it was a lot of hard times in the world.
Aaron giving me anxiety over here watching him play. I know from experience it can be hard to
And I love that Insomniac,
carry on a conversation
real,
while playing. I usually have to respond to chat while playing at the same time.
There are a lot of
Takes a lot of getting used
they
to.
Take the time to, spend time with these characters and find these real human.
What, a Venom shirt just to play Spider-Man 2?
We love these games and these characters so much.
To roll your hand.
So how
Appreciate
do you
you, IDK,
find,
bro.
As an actor, how do you find the humanity in a character like Spider-Man, who it has superpowers and is also a beloved character, and
I
for
think that's
years.
one of the reasons so many people love Spider-Man as a character.
You're actually better at this game than Aaron.
Yeah.
Right.
He feels the same. He's trying to
You're
pay his rent.
you're comparing it to
His
yourself playing the
girlfriend's gonna
game.
break up with him, and
at your
it's a
house
job and,
with no
all of
distractions.
these things are things that we struggle with on a regular basis, and I think
Try
it really helps
doing this
sort of everybody connect.
while having a conversation with Yuri,
Okay, there was
Laura,
another
and
question.
Naji.
God.
And not looking
the-
directly at the
Discord,
screen.
The question was, speaking of humanity, is how come Peter
Then talk
has
to
a
me
lot of
about
issues
how
with
good you are.
relationships? Why Peter ain't got no Riz is the exact question that was asked.
Why?
Oh no.
How can you be?
Yeah.
How can you be committed to a relationship when your first commitment is to the rest of the world?
Right.
Also, yeah, and then when you're still
Also, that's
so
false.
consumed by guilt, that it makes it hard to
Peter definitely has Riz.
want anybody to have to depend on you ever again to have that. He feels so much like he's let people down in the past.
Peter bagged Black Cat.
It's in the forefront
He's
of
definitely got
all the
Riz.
time.
It's a lot on your shoulders. Like, I mean,
You don't get Black Cat if you don't have Riz.
protect, and then you keep close, and then you have a whole other entity of just.
You don't get into Black Cat Raw
fighting,
without
keep it safe.
tremendous Riz.
So it's like,
I'm trying to have a good work-life balance in a way
Yeah.
too. And
You got that friendly neighborhood Riz.
give it to Pete, man. Like, it's a challenging road, man.
I gotta give it to MJ for putting up with Pete.
It's just DLC.
That's true.
Sometimes it's harder than another times.
Situation.
Yeah.
In this whole situation.
I don't think this is the DLC. I think this is the
You could have a much easier life.
this is later in the game
If you choose as Pete, that means
with the mafia.
He's special.
Yeah, it's hard not to want to talk. About
This
video
eventually
games.
leads to you and Silver
It's
Sable
funny,
working
like,
together.
Look at this, and this looks brand new to me, and yet they don't know what's coming. Like, you guys do not. I mean, it's just anytime I open my mouth about it, it's a tease because I can't say anything. But they have no idea.
It's so funny.
You have
too,
no
'cause
idea.
Watching it, it's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the Hammerhead section of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it's the
We're
DLC.
just getting distracted. The game's so awesome. We're just
I
like.
know.
Where we- you
Hammerhead.
invite us here
I know
to
it's the
say
Hammerhead
things,
people.
and-
I'm trying to survive right now. I'm trying to talk
This
and
guy's getting
host and
slammed
play.
left
I'm
and right.
doing everything, but hey, we're
The whole
we're-
mafia is
The
part.
comments are making me
whole
die
mar-
right now.
I know.
It's just some funny people, and I see.
I feel like there's definitely mafia stuff in the main story.
Hey, Thomas, are you here?
I am, yeah. What's up?
We have any questions in the chat that you want to ask at all?
Other than the shocker meme, people, I love how
Oh, do the
obsessed
shocker
people
meme.
are with the shocker from the Amazing Spider-Man from years ago.
Who's not paying attention to the bomb at
There's a
all?
scene that,
I'm gonna
people
delete that question off
desperately
my
want
list.
in the symbiote Spider-Man and Shocker from the '90s cartoon. That
I gotta hear Yuri do the
people are
shocker
obsessed
voice.
with, and I did not even know about until
Oh yeah.
people started talking about it.
You
So,
can't
yeah,
escape me.
Right.
So-
Get back
so
here,
Mr.
Shocker.
The amount of nice
Shocker!
things I keep saying.
I know. I see a lot of that. We get it.
We
So
get it.
Mr.
Mr. Blue,
Ben's big.
Mr. Blue Skies asked,
Shocker!
"Do you have a favorite boss battle in the game?"
Well, I guess the question that sorry, Thomas, I can barely hear you right now, but I think-
yes, Thomas, we'll take
Thomas.
whatever questions that we can actually
You're in
answer.
the walls, Thomas.
was it what's your favorite
Can y'all
boss
hear me?
battle in the game? Was that what you asked Thomas?
Yes, that's right. From
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Blue Skies.
Yes, that's
I
right.
mean, it's hard not to go with Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, yeah, I mean Doc Ock is iconic. A lot of people really love that ending, and I do want to call out too is that you, Yuri, that you knew like that line always cuts me deep, and it makes me
Yeah.
so sad. It makes me feel like man, there's a lot of pain in that voice,
Yeah.
and I know people really love that.
And
that line
I
in the
love
game.
that it's you knew with Aunt May, and then you knew
Yeah.
with Octavius. And I'll tell you, I got to credit Bill Salyers with that because he's so good. And for those scenes, we were in the same.
If
room
Yuri
together,
does
opposite each
the
other,
shocker thing
recapping those cinematics.
in Spider-Man
So,
2,
if
that would make my
I was
year.
good in that scene, it's because Bill was better. You know, like he pulled it out. It was a gift, and that's why. You know, I love it when we all get in the same room together because it's always better. It's always better.
You feed off each other.
Yeah.
Now you can't ask for nothing better because that's what brings that real emotion out. That's what makes that connection. Oh yeah, you're pretty good, bro.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
So we have another
I
community
need
question.
you to come and to help me and my son out.
I always say the whip
Invite you over
dudes.
for-
I am
Yeah, they're annoying.
trying to do so much at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
we're in it
hanging
together.
there.
Somebody brought.
You gotta
it
hit him
all
with them
out.
gadgets.
We're
Yeah.
together.
We are greater together.
That's why I'm not doing the Bully Lowenthal dance, the Bully McGuire dance today.
Miles Morales
We're not
is
talking about
easier to
that.
deal with enemies like that.
I think you can still do it.
Once you get that Venom dash,
I think I left it all on the field at Comic-Con.
plus the camouflage,
On the table.
It goes
So I left
crazy.
all on the table.
Peter, you got to leverage those
Y'all can,
gadgets.
Y'all can go to the internet to watch that.
Get up.
So another community question.
I like to
that
use
we
those
got
suspension
is,
gadgets.
How has your relationship with the characters changed now that you're playing?
Yuri's
Playing.
52. He looks good.
Since like childhood of just like loving these characters
Or from
forever.
first game to second game. Or,
Yeah, however you want to interpret
Without
it.
giving things away.
Or just
I never used the
in
Web
this game,
Blossom
just in the first game, like
because
becoming Miles Morales,
it doesn't have any iframes.
or becoming Peter Parker, Spider-Man, becoming Mary Jane. How is your relationship?
And I like abilities that
from
aren't one
playing it
off.
now to as you were beforehand.
yeah.
Kind of interpreting this question a little bit.
Yeah.
Why does Yuri wear a mask? Because he's responsible.
It's been a road.
Doesn't want
Been a
to
journey.
spread any illnesses.
A lot of growth, a lot of changes, maturity, and then also just learning the ropes of just
So like Rio's not going to make it.
just getting into the full logistics.
Miles already lost his dad.
of how
They
everything,
better not take away Rio.
and just learning yourself as well too.
Always wears a mask like
We worked with
Spider-Man.
the team to create the characters because we had the ideas.
Well, he is Spider-Man.
what these
so,
characters
checks
were
out.
going in, and to every to
He was like the
extent,
dad you wish you had. You love your dad
a
though.
little bit us to start, and then we just work with the team to.
I'm sure your dad would understand
to find
if he knew Yuri.
the version of that character that helps tell this specific story
Yeah.
best.
And Finn, true.
It's been so fun, Naj.
He lost his old best friend,
You grow.
possible former crush.
I mean,
lost his
Miles
pops.
you're doing an amazing job. Are you kidding me? But like I remember when we were recording on a
Miles is going through a lot.
Spider-Man game,
I was going through a lot.
animated series,
That's right.
and you were doing this part, and you were such a baby.
Yeah, I was 17 maybe.
Wow, is that?
They are currently playing Spider-Man
Where'd you start your
Remastered.
career in voice
Here-
acting? I know
Here's
you were
everyone's
awesome.
favorite villain, Screwball.
How old were you around that time?
14, like 13 or 14. Yeah, it was so funny because we were.
I know everyone's favorite boss fight was Screwball for sure.
Myself like, okay, it's not been 10 years, bro.
Everywhere people are like, yo, they got to bring Screwball back for Spider-Man
It's been a
2.
while there.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm
The Screwball love is crazy.
dynamic of filling holes and stuff.
It was. I'll tell you, it was weird being on the Spider-Man game, but also being on.
Yeah,
the
look at everyone in the chat.
But not really being able to talk about the.
W Ball,
Like separate,
you love her.
weird- Yeah.
W.
That was but it's
W
definitely been
ball.
a great ride. Like
Screw's the best.
Just like I said, just getting into our own.
More Screwball.
So just
Yeah, I feel ya.
Going with the stories as well too. But I started off young. So
If they bring her back, you'll die from happiness. That's crazy. Yo, y'all really love Screwball.
in the field, you're not getting out. I was like, oh, all
You
right.
stayed in the game.
It's like the mafia or prison.
Let's see Aaron solve this puzzle.
Did you ever think that
You're
your
stuck with
career
us.
would
While
lead
talking.
you to, Miles Morales and
no.
Spider-Man? No.
No, I thought that was gonna
Yeah.
be my only one. I was like, oh, I did a video game. That would be the last of it. And, hey,
That's all worked out. It's been good ever
Switch
since.
campaign, you just got to Screwball.
Love putting Screwball
Oh
on
yeah,
Joe.
well I wanted
Everybody's
to
favorite.
jump in. I wanted to jump into the base game, and I realized I was
Miles
playing through the DLC, and I was like, oh man, yeah. I know people enjoy that segment of
Spider
the
Cop.
franchise. Yeah.
Everybody loves Spider Cop.
where's Spider-Cop?
Meet me at the top of that list.
Where's Spider-Cop?
Part man, part spider, all cop. Yeah.
He just
Spider-Cop
he
is-
does this Spider Cop. Yes.
When Ben. When
Yuri
Ben
did
came
Spider
in,
Cop.
when
Let's
we
go.
recorded that. He's like, I've been working on this tutorial stuff. We've been trying to find a way to make it at all like not boring. And I wrote this last night after redoing it a million times and it wasn't working. And it's not going to work. Nobody says it's going to work. But I was just, but it was funny and I loved it. And but let's just record it so we get it out of the way. And it worked.
Spider-Cop?
Spider-Cop.
Spider-Cop came?
It worked.
Thank God they made Spider Cop.
And
Yeah.
we were all
Nobody
They-
thought it was gonna
I'm
work.
glad Spider Cop made the game.
Well,
I-
you gonna give a spoiler away?
No, it wasn't a spoiler. It was just crazy information I was going to say.
Yeah, I was telling Justin before the stream.
Oh,
I need
say
new
it,
glasses, and I
Nadji.
cannot see the numbers on the.
Yeah.
It's so far away. over
Say
there.
it, Nadji. Say it.
But I'll pull up some community questions here that we have while I do this puzzle. Let's see. Mr. Blue Skies on Discord asked, "Did any part of the game remain a surprise to you as you were playing through it for the first time? Did you have any big wow moments to play?"
That she said those spoil. They have to tell Nadji does it every time.
I mean, you're acting in the game, so I imagine
If you let
already
Nadji, he will
know
spoil.
majority of that. But any specific any moments that whether you're gameplay wise or it doesn't have to be a story beat either. It could just be the way it looks. Or
Spider Cop has to be a
anything
suit for
particular
sure. That would be
that's out.
crazy.
Yeah, because we never really know. When we're recording it, we never really know what it's going to be like when it's all together.
And it's all out of order as well, too.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Craig,
We're doing
appreciate
stuff
you.
And then we redo
Just
it,
getting off work.
so that
All
I don't
right.
remember.
Have a go.
Yeah,
What
there
we
were some
had
of the
planned
Spider-Man
on-
Hype Train, yes, sir.
like 4 times, and like
Golden Guards
I
entered the
didn't
chat.
remember what it was gonna be until.
How long we into the stream?
Yeah,
About
to Insomniac's
21
credit,
minutes.
We would do that sometimes. There were
21.
really
And
important
you-
story beats, and for whatever reason it wasn't working. We would go back and do it again
Yeah,
until they got it
it
right.
was great.
Yeah.
We have like a real quiet line, and then we were
Just got out of school.
huge,
Nice.
flame. It's like, oh, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to see all 19 inches of Venom
Yeah.
You guys are so
I-
interesting.
at the start on the table.
Try my
No,
best. Sorry, I did not mean to sound that way. I'm just
No,
trying
no.
to. I can't see the screen. I'm
Puzzle game is
sorry,
gonna make
just
you
for the
lose.
sake of
No,
fact,
this
I
is the
can't see the
difficult
screen.
part. I know where you're at. I know where you're at.
We're gonna be making fun of you the whole time.
Bro, just turn on the accessibility
Aaron,
options.
R1
brain
to skip
function
it.
of the game. So you
What's
Just
up,
skip
what's
it.
up, Thomas?
I skip every puzzle.
You can press R1 to skip.
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
Okay.
do that. I just can't see I can't see any of the numbers.
I skip
in front of
every
me.
puzzle.
It's so tiny.
I skip every puzzle.
But it is interesting.
I'm trying to play the game. I ain't trying to do
In
puzzles.
the past, to actually see some of this stuff, some of it for the first time. I mean, we did a cool thing here after the first game. They strung all the cinematics together, and we kind of got together here and watched it
It
like
was
a
so
movie.
awesome.
And it was the best.
Yeah,
But-
because we don't get to see what anybody else is doing. I mean, you do. You see what everybody's doing because you're in all the scenes.
Yes
but
and no.
Yeah,
you
'cause
know,
I've
yeah.
seen some scenes of you and God, man.
Can't say it.
Right.
No, we're not
Oh,
talking.
I
Say it,
know
Nadji.
about that.
Say it,
I was
Nadji.
like, oh yeah, that's what we're okay, nice. Yeah.
Yo, Nadji's killing me, bro.
That's Yerba Mate.
If anyone wants to know what the secret is behind Nadji's performance,
Yerba
it's
Mate.
5
yerba
yerba mates
mates
a day.
We're at five-
Yerba
the,
Mate.
we're at the equivalent of
Let
drinking
Nadji cook.
17 million cups of coffee.
Let Nadji cook.
It's tea. It's natural tea. Elderberry.
But yeah, yeah.
Lag, refresh,
It's
refresh
all
your
natural. It's so good
whatever
for
you're
you.
watching
so
us
good
on.
for you. If your heart doesn't explode, it's
Yeah.
great for you.
And they brought me two. I mean, they're trying to.
See, I do have
They know
another.
you, but they know you.
I do have another community question.
Let my man cook.
We talked a little bit about this, but I do want to bring it up. The director, 4644, wants to know, how did you react to the news that you'll be working on a Spider-Man game?
I love Nadji.
I was flipped out.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Super hype. I got in the gym immediately. I went in the gym like that was my first thing. 'Cause, we.
Nadji
started
definitely
off
about to
with
spoil
the
something.
show as well too. So just knowing what it entailed, and then also bringing the physical realm into it, it was like, all right, we got to get in the gym. 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, all I know with Spider-Man is we're just fit. It's everything. It's just you know what I mean. So
Remember before the Miles game, we did that like spider camp.
yeah. Oh,
Please show
yeah.
Spider-Man 2 or you leave.
Wait, no, it
Leave.
wasn't. It was mini
Where are
spider
you?
camp.
And we had a pamphlet of just like all the poses we had to do.
We came in Insomniac.
Yeah.
I came in. Nadji came in. Jasiri came in.
Yeah.
First of all, they can't hear you.
Jasiri Booker, who does a lot of the movement stuff,
Yeah.
makes us look.
Even if
so
Insomniac
good.
could.
Sometimes he's Miles.
Why would they
sometimes
care if you
he's
leave?
Pete, sometimes he's other characters. But he came in, and we both went through like crawling
The
poses.
crawling, that
I-
crawl
I-
is the most insane.
I gifted you some foam web shooters.
Yes.
You're just like, okay, you're gonna boost the
We
stream.
talked about just.
Okay, thank you.
It's sort of like a,
You're boosting the stream. Anything else?
our relationship in the game. It was a boot camp, but it was also like Pete passing the torch for Miles.
Can you turn them up? I
It
cannot.
was very
They're at
intimate,
max
but then
level.
We needed it. Like we needed that time. That was the first game.
For the Miles game. It was in between. It was in between. Yeah.
Okay, you're
It was,
right.
I think it was in between the first game and the Miles game.
Yeah, you was.
But the question was, what was the question again?
How did you feel? How did you react to working on Spider-Man?
Working on
game?
yeah, I mean,
being
it was
Spider-Man.
like it's.
The
so
Twitch live stream is
painful.
up. I'm not controlling their live
super
stream.
excited and terrified
Aaron is
that
controlling their live stream.
Mess up Spider-Man for an entire new
Never.
generation. You know, just because it's, I mean, the weight of, you know, an iconic.
I can hear it perfectly fine. Maybe put on some
You got
headphones.
to think about that, but also we didn't have to think about that too much because this was going to be, you know, Insomniac's Spider-Man, and it took me a minute.
Let's see.
Again, because everybody here at Insomniac was such a fan of Spider-Man.
The levels are the same.
That they weren't going to let me mess it up, you know.
Yeah. And I was already such a fan of Insomniac's work.
Their audio over on their end might not be as high, but I can hear it perfectly fine.
That's such an awesome game too.
That's
So much fun.
It's such a I carry a torch for that game, and I still don't understand why it wasn't the biggest game.
It was so much fun, but it feels like everything they learned on Sunset just made Spider-Man
Yeah.
so much better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
Preparation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did have a question about Sunset Overdrive too. You know, you do voice the male hero in that game.
Yeah.
How was that experience like? You know, going from a game like Sunset Overdrive to, you know, who's your character's also acrobatic and can
Right.
do all those moves, and come to a character like Spider-Man. Peter
Do
Parker.
you know that almost lost me this job?
Your do-rag is muffling the sound.
Because a couple of people, my champions over here, were like, when the first person that they had cast didn't work out for Spider-Man, they had to go back to the drawing board. They're like, we want to bring Yuri in as well with all these other people. And there were some people who were like, no, he played the hero on Sunset Overdrive, and we want our Peter Parker to be very different than that character. And they were like, well, he's an actor. We think he might be able to do that too. And they're like, no, we want to keep it separate. But finally, you know, to their credit, and I'll never be able to thank them enough, they were like, please just let him audition with the rest of the people. And then it kept, you know, the group kept getting, you know, smaller and smaller and smaller. And finally, I was there. It was nerve-wracking because, you know, I grew up reading comic books and loving Spider-Man and video games, and so like it's hard when you love it, and because you can't love it too much when you're auditioning because it gets in the way.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it helps to a certain extent, you know, because I already knew so much.
That 19 inches blocking the
I
sound.
don't know. I'm
have
just so lucky.
some questions about voice acting stuff like that? Like, you know, do
Imagine
you typically
making
know you're auditioning for
Yuri
a character, or
Lowenthal
they kind of give you a
audition. That's
description
crazy.
Of a character beforehand. I know
Oh,
it's
no.
probably
It
different.
depends on the project.
Yeah.
Usually with something like this, like, you know what you're even if they change the names.
They try to
They
get
try to
clever.
code like
Yeah.
crazy.
Do they?
I remember
Yeah.
I was auditioning for MJ, and the name wasn't Pete that she was talking to. It was somebody else, and I kept messing up and saying Pete in the audition
Right,
because I
even
knew
though
it was
it
so
sounded
much
like
that it was
you
Pete.
knew.
So
Yeah, or sometimes they'll change the name at the top, or they'll change the name of the thing, but then forget to change the names in the script,
Yes.
like in
I've
the
seen
sides.
that. I've seen that. I've seen that.
So they'll change all the header, you know, where it's like Pete's talking, and they change it to Bob or whatever. But then in the line they forget, and they're like Captain America, and you're like, well, now I know.
Alright.
But also, if you grew up, you know, reading comic books and playing games,
you
stuff
know
like
who it
that,
is.
you already
you know
know.
the story and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's a bunch of theater.
but yes,
you know.
they sometimes try to keep it secret.
And another voice acting question too. It's like when you guys are recording through a video game, is it typically done
What up?
chronologically through the game's timeline? I'm pretty sure that changes depending on availability of the crew and also availability of the team where we're at. Because I know movies, they kind of jump around.
It would be weird if you didn't have the symbiote after the game is over.
Yeah.
Jump around, get up, get down.
How'd the
But
chat go from 19 inches to religion?
all over
How
the place,
didn't it?
and like we mentioned before,
What's up, Lucky
some
Ray?
people go back and redo something that we had done. Like, here we are. Look
Oh,
at us.
hi.
Can you turn it up?
Keep this spamming to a minimum, please.
Justin.
There's a popcorn.
Controller.
Oh, that's it.
That's okay.
We're done.
That's all right.
This is not a religious stream.
But yeah, it's rarely shot in order. And like you say, some of the stuff, you know, they've written some key moments,
Here we
have to
go.
get some of those first so they can start on the
MJ
cinematic.
mission.
It's going to take longer to do those. So we'll get to the end, and then we'll have to go back and record a lot of, the gameplay from in between. And
Really want to read Kraven's Last
so
Hunt? I recommend
it's
it.
never a linear process.
I read it last month, I think. It's really good.
We're playing as MJ here.
MJ,
trying to sneak around and
Just pushing stuff over.
Yeah, you gotta make do when you don't got Spidey powers.
That's right.
So how are you feeling?
Riding 19 inches is crazy.
Stealthy.
How did you prepare?
So stealthy.
Right, are your
My
quads
thighs
Based on the
were
story
quads
trailer,
burning?
Yeah.
looks like Venom is giving all the inches to Kraven's people.
Thank you,
At least I didn't have to walk in the spider crawl.
Yep, this is a Q&A
I still do
with
that.
the original
as
voice
a-
cast.
God. I joke around and try it out all the time, and I still just fail.
Yeah. Those were always. I remember early on in the first game, they were like, "Well, Yuri can do some of the gameplay stuff too," and I remember,
yeah.
I never felt. old
My
for
religion
it.
is anime.
And one day that we did, it was like, okay, and it's
Yeah, they're on-
he's
they're
got
on
fire
Insomniac's
extinguisher,
Twitch.
and we need you to do some this way, and then on a diagonal, and then a this, and I'm like, I can do that. And I did it all. And at the end, I was like, that was harder than I thought it was. It was a lot more work than I thought, but I did it. And then we got to the end of the session. And
I really read over that tweet. It was like, yeah,
you're
this will
up
be
for the
good
day,
enough.
thanks.
That's over 80 million views. That's
We need you
80
to-
million views is
all right, should
great.
we do-
They did their
I
job.
was like, oh no.
They did their job then.
I'm moving like an old man. And I get
Didn't
it.
even wait
They got
till-
80 million people to look at
Kevin, can you say
an
that?
advertisement for the collector's edition. They did their job.
You can do it another day.
It was one of the last times we
Chat,
got.
I can see you, VSP. I can see what you're writing.
We
Chat is brain dead. No, it's not.
that was one of the last times we got Kevin before he went off and joined Avatar for the next however many years.
Oh.
Oh, thank you for the Moon Knight shout out. I would love to play. Everybody who knows me knows I'd love to play Moon Knight. Maybe we'll
Raleigh
get.
Joller Jones, you're my favorite person.
I love the that if you pre-order or whatever, you get the Arachnite suit, which is Moon Knight Spider-Man. So I still believe that they did that because Insomniac knows how much I love Moon Knight. I'd love to, but Brian was like, "Here, we're gonna throw yours on."
that suit is pretty sweet though.
I've seen
Right?
It looks fantastic. Yeah, pre-order the game and you get
Tekashi,
access to it.
That one, Tekashi.
Oh, was that the is that another suit that they got?
Yeah, it's been announced.
Are you sure?
It's yeah.
You're right. Are you allowed to?
Are you freaking out? Are you
done.
freaking
Are
out
you
in your
freaking
head right
out?
now?
Maybe you
I'm
said
done.
something you shouldn't have. I knew what happened. I knew what happened.
This guy did. I heard it from a fan.
Tombstone.
Tombstone in the building.
Thank you.
This guy's,
Thank you.
this
Yes,
guy's
I'm
voice
feeling way
is
better.
so dope.
Oh shit.
He's no joke, man.
He is no joke.
He's no joke. Tough dude.
That was actually played by.
Their Tombstone was really great.
Wait.
This is a W Tombstone.
But I love that also for the first game that there was a mix of villains that you expected because they're they're
Imagine if Tombstone was Venom.
Spider-Man villains, but also some that you may have never heard of, depending on how many comic books you read growing up.
Corey Jones.
Corey Jones.
Corey Jones.
Oh, somebody asked about recording my 2 lines in Spider-Man.
No one pack more heat than Venom.
versus
Facts.
recording for
Yes.
PS4. First of all, kudos to them for honoring our Spider-Man. I love that he's credited as Insomniac Spider-Man in the credits of the movie.
Yeah.
It was super fun. It came late in the game. I thought even after they had released like a trailer with, our Spider-Man in the thing, I'm like, oh well, the movie comes out in 3 or 4 months.
When the Tombstone gets his powers back in part 2.
Like they may show him swinging across.
That'd be a
the
nice
screen
little
and run
twist if
around,
he-
but they're not going to have
Instead of
to
getting
come
his
in.
powers, he just
And
gets
they
the
asked me to come
symbiote.
in, they go, you know why we could wait so long is because you're wearing a mask and we don't have to animate anything.
That's
new.
why I was thinking Venom.
So I came in, like 4 months, 3 or 4 months before the movie came out, and worked with Phil Lord for like an hour, and we recorded the lines that he thought it was going to be, and then we just riffed for an hour, and like some of the stuff that we didn't use, I wish we could have, but it's anything on that movie would have been.
That movie was
a
so
dream.
good.
So it was so good.
I have a
So good.
question for you after this.
Yeah. Okay.
This-
There you go. I just asked if Miles is Venom.
Here's
You
one.
won't. You won't.
Here's one of my favorite scenes in this game.
This is
Oh,
You guys are
is
in
this?
the-
Oh,
so much fun to film.
oh, I'll tell you. There's a little bit of trivia here. I know Brian's talked about it before, but
Chicken curry just needs some time to simmer.
they didn't know that I actually make like chicken curry is one of my dishes to make, but they didn't know that when they wrote it. Isn't that funny?
I was just about to ask.
Yeah. I love the noodle story too. Did the noodle story make it in? Where I
Chicken
burned the
curry
noodles
be
and like the last apartment that we were in was like
I don't know. Was that the
Pushy
final
in
scene
there.
that we ended up? Because we reshot this one a couple times.
again.
didn't
Yeah,
we?
we
This is the best Peter model, of course.
What was the set like for this? Was it just like an open stage like this with a couch on it?
What was it? Was couch?
But it was.
Glad they're
it's
playing
like-
remastered.
It's a box.
It's all plastic
Yeah.
wrap.
So we get the superior Spider-Man face
It's
model.
It's like a wooden box. That's
Shout out to
supposed
Ben Jordan.
Feel like a couch, but it's
Right.
so obviously not. So you're trying to make it look as comfortable as possible. But it's so not comfortable.
Foam rooms.
And then, but
think about
they've
that.
got a little bit of the
Got it.
scene. They've got a little bit of the set rendered in the monitor, so you can sit on the box and sort of look and see what it's
Imagine-
supposed to look like
Yeah.
eventually.
I've been
in the
playing
end.
Street
To
Fighter
make sure
6.
that your knees aren't like sticking into the coffee table.
It's
or
way
anything.
more fun to me than
Different
MK1.
But it's a lot of imagination.
Yeah.
I like that a lot more than MK1.
Imagination is our biggest.
And
tool.
there were like parts where we had to like
I would-
you were custom.
I will
touching
definitely
something
not be
with
playing
web or something,
Starfield.
and
Oh,
I was throwing
yeah.
it back to you,
Yeah,
and I
yours
was
was-
just like having to throw it backwards and hope.
That's right. Like when you would throw it,
Oh, there it goes.
and I would just do this, and it would go over my. It would sail over my head. Just don't hit me in the head. Just don't hit me in the head. Yeah. Oh my god, I love this scene. And then
What was your favorite scenes from this game to shoot?
man, that's a tough question, but yeah, I love this backwards walk thing. Was it like an on the fly thing that just sort of came up? And Brian was like, I love that. And then I would get to there, and I'd put my foot up on the windowsill, and then we would cut, and I would step out, and Ross Constant would
leap
go
out.
up,
Ross.
and he'd step up to the window, I'd step out, he'd put his foot up on the windowsill, and then he'd do an amazing like flip out the window. But yeah, what was your favorite scene that you did for this?
W mocap.
It might have been.
It's hard.
And I was one. It was a long time ago,
I
and
know,
two,
it's been years.
And it's hard to choose. Like one of my favorite scenes is when I teach Miles to fight in the alley.
that is my favorite scene in the entire game.
Yeah.
I think that is fantastic, and like that mentorship angle of like you're foreshadowing what's going to be.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, this is Miles, pre-powers.
pre-
Can we not do the
Yeah.
cringe
First
time we
Xbox
get to see
culture
him.
war
Definitely
stuff?
was definitely a heartfelt moment because
It's not gonna go your way.
Between
Most of the people in
this.
this chat play
And then me
PlayStation.
coming from just a single mom upbringing, and just how Miles
That is
immediately
cringe.
deals with what he has to deal with. That moment was very, very bonding and very, just like I said, heartfelt, genuine moment. My favorite scene was when I come to you about the problems.
Oh yeah, that was sort of like post
And not
editing
knowing
scene.
how to tell
That
you.
was so funny.
Because
Because I think you're talking about puberty.
Why
and
do
you're like,
Xbox
"Here,
players
let me
not
show
know
you
how to
when you go
behave?"
for your
Yeah.
pants, and I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not equipped to deal with this.
It's literally only Xbox players.
But that was when I say we had a blast filming that.
PlayStation
scene,
players just be in the chat chilling.
which is funny.
It's always an
immediate,
Xbox
and,
player that
we
comes
had
in
good energy on
just being
set,
extra
and,
cringe.
we just went with it.
It's hilarious to me, that scene specifically, because in a way the two of you are lying to each other, because you guys are
Exactly,
carrying
we're
a
both-
couch,
exactly.
and you're like exerting yourselves, like, oh, I got to move this couch in here, but you guys are freaking Spider-Man. Like,
I guess we're too busy
what a
playing all
bunch
our
of liars,
exclusives.
man.
So true. And then of course, it's hard not to that final scene with Octavius. It's hard not to choose that.
Yeah,
Also, is one of my favorite.
I had some hitters in
scenes
there,
to
man.
shoot.
My favorite scene in Spider-Man 2 is
No,
Oh!
no.
Again, that'd be
Don't.
a hard one to choose. There's so many.
I know they want to hear it in the chat. I know they're like, oh.
Now they're
Here it is. Here it is.
Now they're just mad at us.
Like, damn it, no!
Peter
The
Parker
bait.
forever.
Somebody asked, have you felt, emotional during some of those scenes? Yeah, I think because we're
They
both
can't.
there. opposite
That's literally
each
all
other,
it is. They're just mad they can't play Spider-Man.
Emotions come up.
That's
regardless.
literally what it comes down to.
There's obviously that the end base.
They gotta be putting time out.
Like the scene,
Thank-
with
Thank you, Mr. Ray Gun.
Octavius, and just some of our scenes are just like awesome because
Yeah.
I mean I think it also helps we've known each other a long time. But
If Starfield was as good as he was saying it was,
yeah, I think
he'd be playing it right now
without a doubt,
instead of
you know,
yelling
and
at,
that
about
comes with the
PlayStation
writing,
5.
really. I mean, it makes it so much easier for us to find those places and just to do our job when the writing.
The fact that he's here instead of playing
When this game
Starfield tells you everything you need to know.
is. Can't beat it.
How is it like finding that dynamic? I mean, you've probably have worked together in some capacity. I know you two probably work. Sunset Overdrive. You mentioned that prior. But you're bringing Nadji.
He's in a
into the fold.
Spider-Man
How do
stream
you
yelling
find the
about
dynamic that works over time. Like, how is it like meeting
Xbox
each other in that group for the
being
first
better instead of
time,
playing
as you kind
Starfield.
of were going into this game?
Well, I want to say, I was like I said, I was like 17 when I first met. Well, yeah, both.
Blood total on himself.
Shit. Ugh.
Well, and now you're 19, which is just
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. Exactly.
I mean, some of the credit
And,
definitely has to go to Chris Zimmerman, our performance director.
Mama
She-
Chris.
Mama Chris. She was there, in the
Favorite Spider-Man mission?
the
That's actually a good
studio
question to
for
ask them.
audience, but also, on the PCAP stage.
Yeah, and from the TV show.
Yeah, and right, it was
Yeah.
a writer there. in the TV show as
Yeah,
well.
and from the show. So.
So she was key in bringing us all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Finding the character dynamics there. It's like
What?
It's a combination of things. It's like your ability to act, and also coming together in person, but also the writing and everyone, the directors, and everything. Like this whole situation is a group effort. We're all being greater together. I want to
Yeah,
say,
exactly. People brought it up in there, and they're
Exactly.
Favorite
Say it
Spider-Man
takes a
mission?
Village, but at the same time, when we have those key elements and those, things are flying already at a good rate, and everything just comes together.
And I saw a question on there, like, how is Brian if welcoming different opinions, and that's one of the coolest things about this team, and when we were working together on the stages. is
Obviously,
that
any mission with Black Cat is the
there
best.
Such an
automatically.
openness about interpretation of the scenes, and
That goes without
it
saying.
felt so comfortable to go like, okay, how would you play this? How would we do this? It never felt like you need to be here right now, and you need to be
But
angry
the mission
right
where
now, and,
Peter
it
gets stung by
was,
Scorpion,
there was a lot of trust in the way that we
Pretty
interpreted
insane.
characters.
Yeah, they gave us a lot of agency, and Brian was always open to
Yeah.
to different interpretations and talking about it beforehand. Like if going into it, I'm like, hey, I had an idea, or this isn't working for me, or I have a question, and then he would clear it up because he knows more about Spider-Man than anybody.
They were also
And having
good.
writers on set, which you don't
That
always
was
get.
clutch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
also,
cool. Yeah, forget that
Yeah.
we do that here too.
Yeah, you also get a time too where they
Go
do it
over
as
Black Cat
written,
goes
and
crazy.
then,
Facts.
You get to have a little say so, or just try to do it the way that we think it would happen. So just finding the middle between those two, that's how we get that golden ticket.
Right, and one of the philosophies we have in Insomniac games is that we believe that great ideas can come from anywhere, whether that's from internally at the development studio, from the community, from the actors. So we do place a lot of trust in everyone's ability to just do their job very well and to have their contribution be really meaningful, and like that seems right on brand with what we do internally here at the development studio too. So it's really cool that you guys have been able to kind of work your own personalities into the characters and work your own emotions and stuff like, and that's what makes the game so great. Is so personable, especially with your respective.
But it's
characters.
not just gonna spoil. He almost spoiled a couple
Yeah.
times.
What's up, Thomas?
Well, that's a good segue to one of the community questions. Somebody was asking if there are any memorable unscripted
He's trying
clips or
really hard.
moments that any of y'all recall from the first game.
Yeah, once I got comfortable with the team and with the character, I felt a little better about occasionally going, oh wait, I know we just recorded a quip, but I just had an idea.
Yep.
And then they were.
What's wrong with these Xbox players?
At the very least, they were always very kind.
Starfield
and let me do
wasn't
it
hitting.
before.
That's why they're
probably
here.
Going off mic and going, that was terrible going to the original. But at least they let me do it.
Yeah, they always
They're
let
here
us,
trying
like,
to troll us
offer something up if we felt
because they hate Starfield.
so inclined.
Like,
But they
and I'll
won't
tell you,
admit it.
there were some that I sort of did as jokes that I just assumed would go the way of the the trash can and nobody would ever hear it, and showed up in the game. Like yippee-ki-yay, mother spiders was something that I was like, hey, you guys. Every now and then I'll say, hey, I've got one more, and they'll be like, oh, God, here we go. Here's another thing we can't use because it's too filthy or whatever. And I did it, and I just assumed it was burned. and then somebody played a clip online, and it was in the game, and nobody had told me that it had made it into the game, because they've got bigger fish to fry. But I love when stuff like that happens. Somebody had also asked about the us having to record different versions of things, whether we're swinging or whether we're just perched.
Yes. Yes.
And that came up in the first game, not even from the very beginning. It was an idea that they came up with a little of the way through, and then we had to go back and
Aaron's
re-record
gameplay
stuff,
be giving
but,
me anxiety.
depending on the state Spider-Man is in.
And will exert himself for just standing around.
Yeah, we are actually in the booth, and we're actually doing the physical swings and
Some more than others, not.
getting.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother spider.
That bullet.
Shout out to Yuri Lowenthal.
Oh yeah. No, I know.
He's got like a
Right,
purpose
yes.
up on his stool, like as
Yeah.
he's recording.
Yeah, no, I'm on the chair, and I'm full perch, and then if we're
love it.
swinging, I'm moving the arms, and if we're punching, I'm moving the
Did you ever
biceps.
hit the microphone?
Yes, a couple times. A couple times. The mic has fallen off. We have lost
Oh my
the
God,
foam on the
no.
mic. Oh yeah. Daniel will tell
I
you.
wish I had your energy. I'm too old for that.
Hey,
W Nadji.
you're my turn.
Yerba mate, ladies and gentlemen.
Your Mate
it's,
need to sponsor Nadji.
Yeah, it was crazy to have to do it. I mean, it was a little more exhausting because you got to do the exerted one. You have to move your body to make it sound right.
Xbots, don't make Lucky Ray
And it
put
was
you into the
just
shadow
a lot of
realm.
work, but it was, in the past we've always had to. I mean, I think you can if you have a different memory, but for me, I always remember going, we're not exactly sure if the character's going to be doing this or doing that. So could you give us a read that works for both? Oh. That's always been what we've done in the past because they wouldn't trigger something different depending on the physical state.
If they're 10
that
feet
you're in.
away or 5
Yeah.
feet away, usually.
Yeah. So that they got specific on it was nuts. Again, kudos to Insomniac, and I'm sure every other AAA titles, they saw that and they were like, oh no,
Damn
we have
it.
to do that, and it's extra work. It's gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to have put some call-outs out real quick. Just a lot of love for this game. And Arctorius YouTube says, also, I just want you guys to know that you're the absolute best. The game wouldn't be as special as it is without you. Such a perfect cast. I'll never have the same feeling I had experiencing Spider-Man 2018 for the first time ever again from anything. So thank you so much to the cast.
Thank
Call
you.
that one out.
Thank you.
And as far as some other call-outs here, we have SWolf712 who says, the whole dang game is incredible. But man, the Stan cameo really hits different now. I tear up every time I see it.
Stan cameo.
Do you-
Oh yeah.
Do you all know who did the body motions for
mocap?
that? The mocap for that?
Ooh.
Because Stan obviously did recorded the voice.
Oh, that would be one.
Would you like to reveal this?
One Travis Willingham.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Travis was
My
on
husband.
set recording. He was mocapping Wilson Fisk, and but they were also doing that scene that day, and they had Travis do
Yeah.
it in the
Stan.
as the short order cook stand.
That is great.
Yeah, y'all wildin' in the chat.
Trav.
That is awesome.
Travis. And I remember when they
Religion,
had Stan
politics,
come
console
in
wars.
to record his line or lines. I got a call saying, "Hey, you're not supposed to come in and record today, but Stan is coming to record. So if you happen to show up at about this time, because Chris knew that I really wanted to, and not throwing Chris under.
Spider-Man 2 definitely be making people act up.
Yeah, she's like, don't
But
tell
don't
me
you're
that.
not tell him. But so I got to come in, and as he was walking out, because like, oh wait a minute, I want to introduce you to our Spider-Man. This is Yuri, our Spider-Man, and he came over and he said, oh, you're my Spider-Man. Well, let me give you some word of advice. All right, I want you to imagine how Stan would do it, and don't do that. It was the best. Like Stan was everything that you would want him to be in in Stanley.
I was this close. We were close to meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing the TV show.
Shout out to Stan Lee. Rest in
He was the
power.
other room, but they, with president status. and
Sure,
Stan is
sure.
there.
I mean, nobody could.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. So we were just in the other room, and they're like, "Stan's in there right now." I'm like, "Can we meet him?" Like, no.
When I met him, I had a very similar experience to your Prince of Persia story.
Oh my
which I don't know
God.
if you've shared publicly or not. But when I was at a convention in Australia with him, and I wanted desperately to meet him, and they said that they would introduce me. The only time that it happened, though, is when he was already doing photographs. So he was like taking pictures, and then they like walked me in, so me and Travis, so that we could like say hi to him and introduce ourselves. And it was very much like, hi. And at the time I was playing Black Widow, and I was like, hi, I'm Black Widow. And he went, that's great. Like he thought that I was there to take a picture with him.
To take a pic
like,
because you're
Was
right.
it at a convention or
no,
no?
it wasn't a
Your
convention.
cosplay isn't
It's a
great,
little
honey.
off.
I've seen better, but
Smile. You know, it's always been a picture. I was like, oh, God.
W. Stanley.
I could not represent myself the way I meant to.
best.
I love Stanley. Stanley is the best.
Just you know, I lobbied for Big Wheel.
Everyone wants Big Wheel.
Everyone wants Big Wheel.
We
This
get
is
that a lot.
ridiculous because Big Wheel's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But also Spot has always been one of my favorites, and so when he was
Spot
in the
is
most recent
hilarious.
movie, I was like, oh, finally.
Spot's great.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We do have another shout out here that I want to call out, and we talked about this earlier as well. Is unfortunately I'll be too busy watching. I'll be too busy working to watch the stream. But tell Yuri that his performance was amazing, spectacular even, especially the Aunt May death and the Doc Ock reveal scenes. I can't wait to see more of him and the rest of the cast in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Well, we can't wait. We can't wait to show you.
We cannot wait to
Spot could be an action boss fight.
everything
Spot
that
would be
we
insane.
cannot say.
And that is from Mildly Chaotic on Twitter. I want to call that.
Thank you, Mildly Chaotic.
Yeah.
I love that people are now they're like, here are some more ridiculous Spider-Man villains, which is true. He does. I mean, you know, he's like in a way, he's like the Batman of the Marvel Universe in that he's got the greatest rogues gallery, right? I mean, can you think of another Marvel character who has, you know, the same
That many.
that many like villains that people know? How many hours is the game? It's a million hours. The new game is 1 million hours.
Non-stop game.
I've gotten to the point in the stream where I'm just going to start trolling. I'm just going to start trolling. You guys, any question about the new game, I'm just going to give you a bullshit answer.
You got that Insomniac community manager attattitude about it.
Right, exactly. James,
That's my job.
James would be right. James would be proud of my answers.
Like, yes. Yes.
Yuri, do you drink milk?
That is a question I've been holding on for a while,
Oh,
and I
I'm
want.
sorry.
No, it's
Yuri,
okay.
do you drink
Well,
milk?
It was actually going to be the next question I was going to ask. Yuri, do you drink milk?
What? Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
The question.
Nope.
Is this a trick question?
It's a simple answer. Yes.
I mean,
I mean,
you guys
honestly,
like cereal?
Like I can't.
What kind-
I mean,
what
I'm
kind
a
of
big
milk, though?
coffee drinker, but I can only do it with milk. And so like yeah, if I have milk and
Black Cat's milk is crazy.
Under random questions. Does Yuri drink milk?
Does your
That's amazing.
I mean,
What are you drinking these days?
I mean, yeah. Do you want me to do like a got milk commercial? Is that
this doesn't stand
No,
for
that's
anything
crazy.
Right? We're not gonna find
Right,
out later.
right? You're drinking milk is how the kids say.
Yeah.
You know,
What
do you
goes first, milk
do
or
cocaine?
cereal?
Or something? Like I mean.
It's like, what the hell?
No, you can't
everybody-
be
yeah,
down
everybody
that
always
bad.
wants to know
Filthy milk drink.
what your favorite suit is because there are so many suits. In
Chai
Spider-Punk.
tea. Isn't
Spider-Punk,
chai
Toby.
tea?
Yeah.
Tea
Honestly.
in
Wait, are you still?
What is in Nadji's tea?
I mean, I love.
I'm
Oh, that's
starting.
my favorite part.
Yeah, the
Oh, I love
stealth
it. I love
web
when
up.
that shit happens. Oh, I love when that happens.
I'm starting to think. There's some extra ingredients in Nadji's tea.
That was this was. Me and my son had a hard time that first time when we're in the art gallery, right before we meet you for the first time, and it's the introduction to like stealth. It took us forever to get through that.
Oh, right here.
That was a priceless piece of art.
Sometimes it's for the greater good, you know.
Out to Kuwait.
Come on, where am I? There we go. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Whoa.
You're good at stealth. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm stealth is one of my favorite things to do in any game, really,
Yeah.
to get through as much as possible.
I will replay an entire level if somebody spotted me at the end. Because
you
it pisses me off.
Yep. My favorite suits. I mean, Spider-Punk has always been one of my favorites. I love. I mean, Noir, Scarlet Spider. I mean, people ask me, and I always have to lead with the advanced suit because I feel like it's kind of like mine. Like I feel some ownership over that.
It's like the Insomniac original. You
Exactly.
gotta, yeah, it's the answer I go with as well. And we get this question all
My
the time. Every
favorite's
time we
the
stream this
symbiote.
game, it's, what's your favorite suit? And I always have to go with the advanced suit. Like it's just it's ours, but also just something so iconic about that spider logo, that white
Yeah,
logo.
the white spiders.
Is the white spider suit like a Halloween costume?
Yeah, you can get it.
I want to get
They
it.
got
for
that-
Ronan. He's got
Said
Miles.
said Nadji got that lean.
But-
Holy.
He's getting the white.
But I'll get him the white spider suit.
Yeah.
You don't have to pander to me.
I wanna rap.
Yeah, I'm
Supporting
starting
friends.
to feel a little
Supporting
suspicious
Somebody
about
said
what's
this
in that
recently,
tea.
and I kind of love it that now.
Why does he like it so much?
For kids growing up, like this isn't their Spider-Man. Miles is Spider-Man to them. This is the old guy, like who
Buttercup.
makes,
I said hi already, but if you missed it,
makes
hi.
bad jokes.
Shout out to Quake.
But
You don't have to keep repeating
Miles
that.
has become Spider-Man, like Spider-Man number one for so many people, and that's so cool.
You have the purple in that cup.
Right, yeah, right. I know that always makes me feel.
Yeah. I'm like, no.
Wait till you see somebody like that looks your age.
You got that-
You think looks your age that says they grew
Right.
up with you. and
Pour
you're
some
like,
Henny in that tea.
how the-
You're in my childhood. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
yeah.
No, we love those. We love those.
It's wild that Laura's part of Spider-Man The Last of Us. Yeah, she's just an
Hero
iconic
stuff here.
Yeah, do
voice
some
actress.
stuff here.
Here it is.
Heroes.
He
Looks
greater.
so good.
Yeah.
Go, Aaron.
This game looks so like I forget, and I know you have the
And
best
you're going.
TVs
Are you
here and
going
the best-
down or you going? You going up? No.
We're going down.
You're going down.
Going
You're
down
going
very fast.
Sheesh.
Get him, Pete.
So they have you hanging off a ceiling like that, Yuri, when you're recording
yeah.
this? Or,
Oh, yeah.
I'm a method actor.
Oh yeah.
No, that's shout out to the many stunt performers we've got on this game who make us look amazing.
Aaron
Make us
on
look
top of
so
them
much cooler than we
QTs.
have any right
I
to.
would say that. You probably from table.
That's his peak.
Maybe. Yeah.
Especially the new one. I like the new one. The new advanced suit.
I get the sense all they care about is keeping
My real waifu.
They perfected it.
Oh, sir. Don't get.
Yeah, people like to bring up.
Did Yuri just say
that
waifu?
also,
Holy. Yuri just said
my name is
waifu.
Yuri.
Yeah.
And Yuri Watanabe.
He's just like us for
On
I
a
was-
real.
whole other level of weird because I know it's my wife, but I'm saying my own name when I'm referring to her was weird. And a lot of people, they're like, so did they do that for the game because they know your name's Yuri? And I'm like, no, that was canon well
Yeah.
before.
That is
established character
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
That's why they.
And she was in the new movie in Across the Spider-Verse too for a brief moment.
Did I just say gat? I don't think so.
Although I wasn't familiar with Captain Watanabe when we first did this game. I mean, there was when I started work on this game, there was a huge hole in my Spider-Man knowledge, because I had read a lot of Spider-Man growing up, and then for a long period of time I got distracted by other, I fell in love with other characters, and a lot of people asked if I had done a lot of research, and I think.
Yeah.
And I don't think I did a lot of research once I got this into, I didn't start reading all this, these seminal things to make my Spider-Man better, because I wanted to make it Insomniac's Spider-Man, and I wanted to, use this writing as a guide. But of course, because I was into it again, I did start reading, some of those, comics, the seminal storylines, and. Just so great.
Get it, Aaron.
We have the best job.
He was
you
one of the
guys.
first comic books I ever read.
Really?
Well, technically, that's a lie. Silver Sable was one of the first comic books I ever read, but
Yeah.
in her first issues,
You just
the
wanted to see
guest
some Starfield
appearance was by
gameplay
Spider-Man. He was like
during
the
a
one that
Spider-Man
was
live stream. That's crazy.
So,
Yeah.
I just remember being 7 years old. Might be 8, 9, 10. But yeah, growing up with just the Toby stories and just going to that was all that we had. As
Am I
kids,
down bad for Black Cat?
as
We're
a
all down
young
bad for
child,
Black
too.
Cat.
I had a lot of toys. So Spider-Man, I had the 6-inch figures. So I remember the world just all came
Down
back around
tremendous.
full circle for me because I had nothing but toys everywhere. Video games were being played, cartoons were being watched, just to keep me busy. From a mom's point of view, I see what they were.
There's a new state of play this month. You hope there's
As
a
a
new.
parent, I
You get to see new
understand
some
that.
animation. Same.
Yeah, so that's all I had, and now full circle. Now I'm playing you know, just a new iconic character, and then just being involved in that world that I know so well. You know, it was just I couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah. So some people sometimes ask.
Imagine
you know,
if the state of play is
I
next week.
model, I don't know if they ask you guys the same things. Did you model your version of that character off of a specific other actor's interpretation
Right.
of that? And I didn't, but it'd also be silly for me to say I just from loving all of loving the Spider-Man movies. You know, Tobey was my Spider-Man, and growing up with so many different incarnations and everything, it'd be impossible to say, oh, well, I wasn't influenced somehow subconsciously.
Can't Barry
But
go
I
without
didn't-
any news?
I didn't ever pick.
I didn't know there were
like,
bears in
well,
these
I wanna
woods.
Make it more like this person or that person.
Especially like the heroic scenes. Like I remember just the pain that you saw from that particular person watching whichever Spider-Man you grew up with. Just even those you have those vividly in your head. So while you're doing those scenes,
You get the
you're
game
like,
and we'll
okay,
use the Arachnite
this is
Child
what
Spider.
he was portraying. So
You
let me
say
try
that
to get
now.
to that, mental.
Haven't seen the rest of the suit
kick in.
yet.
But
Just to try to mix in a little bit of who you are too, and bring your own
Yeah.
experience to the character.
yeah, exactly.
And speaking of, I mean, that is the
I'm
question that we do.
gonna rock out with the
have
Shadow
here.
Spider for Miles.
I do want to pull that one up as soon
But
as I find it.
That symbiote, I'm going crazy on that.
So sorry, can't. Oh, here it is. This is from Evan. What parts of respective characters did you find the most engaging within the context of the game?
Evan,
And
get
how
outta
did
here.
you connect? How did you find connect with the character on a personal
Shout out to
level?
Evan.
Is there anything in particular that any of your personality you brought to your respective characters?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely related to Pete, just as a kid as well too, with just knowing having people close to you, pass away, and then also just growing up in a crazy world like New York, and then what New York brings, and then what you have to go through on your personal life. He was raised by his aunt and his uncle, so his family, his intimate family, his mom and dad weren't there. You know what I mean? So that kind of related to my senses too. But yeah, Pete has a crazy story. Like it's dope. That you see where his pain was exerted. So
Yeah.
Yeah, people saying that Insomniac doesn't market the
Yeah,
game is
you know,
crazy.
I can only imagine
I'll definitely
one
need-
of the reasons
people
I got
definitely need to
cast
take a
was
marketing
there were
class.
Some, things that I connected to without even, knowing it. And some of those things I didn't even realize.
Why would they post
until
new trailers
well
every
down
day
the, path of the game.
when you're going to buy the game anyway?
That because I do feel very close to Pete. A lot of people. I'll meet some people and they're like, "Do the Spider-Man voice," and I'm like, "I am right now. This is the Spider-Man voice. Like I am.
this is it.
This is it. This is it. I don't do anything. But I mean, I did have to change it up in the second game a little bit sometimes because he's a different Pete, right? But
You had to pull out the Sasuke voice.
but I mean, definitely, I didn't really make the connection that Pete puts a lot of like jokes and humor and a big smile on his face, to cover deep sadness, and until I realized that, that I do that too. I mean, this is the coping mechanism, and he, does it as well, and it's another one of those things probably that helps us, relate to him because he has coping mechanisms for things that he doesn't want to deal with either, But yeah, the more I do this, the more we become one. I don't know. Actory questions are always like I hate actory questions. I don't know. I don't know what I do. I just do
I don't know. I
it.
just do. I talk.
I just do the
I
thing,
move.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that.
I love how self-reliant
You hear him spamming the square button
MJ is. Like, I
Aaron
love
fighting
what
for
they
his
do
life.
MJ in these games.
in these
I
streets.
think that's like one of the things that attracted me so much is that she wasn't like a flippant character.
But-
she had so much
Right.
strength.
But it
and
would be the
loyalty
best-selling game to date for
to
PlayStation.
Pete. And
Yeah, she
she
wanted-
really,
It's definitely possible.
she wants
It'll
to
be up
add
there.
to what he's doing.
The
not
first
just being
game
an
sold,
extra
what,
bit
over
on his
30
life.
mil?
She wants to be part of it all. It's really cool.
And stands up to him. Like
Yeah.
she's got her own voice. Like she doesn't always make her.
What does Naruto
wants
have to
and
do with
desires
Spider-Man? Everything.
Based
subverted to what he wants to do.
Exactly.
Yuri was the English voice
They
actor
don't play.
for Sasuke.
going through
in
some of
the
these,
Naruto
Steam
anime.
warehouses right now and
Yeah.
trying to make sure I don't get destroyed here.
This is great. Like I haven't done this yet. I haven't gotten here yet.
The Demon Slayers.
We're getting down to, I think, was that 5 of 6?
Oh,
Oh, took that missile.
You did. Circle, circle, circle.
Trying to keep you alive, Yuri.
Right. I appreciate that.
I actually heard a rumor that
Stealth mission. I'm like,
Easy on
don't
you.
fail Laura.
GTA
don't fail
6
Laura.
might cost $150 at
Bobby
launch
Coddington, who's the lead
because of how
animator,
much
like, animation director,
Rockstar
cinematic
spent
director guy. I don't know his
to
exact
develop the
title,
game.
It's just awesome. He had a
They might charge you
commissioned
$150
Demon Max
at launch
that
to get that money back as fast as possible.
Sign some stuff on it.
Right.
And it's
I was
so
like, yeah,
bright. Like, it's,
ain't no way.
I do
like
remember.
it's, as soon as I saw it, I was like, why didn't I think of that? Like that would look so good on my wall.
And he said he got it. Didn't he get it?
Would I look like a
Yeah,
2K
it was
player?
I think it was like from scratch, like fully commissioned from some
Yeah.
artist.
Shout out to
That
Bobby.
did Your suit?
She did, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
What a
I know,
massively
Jen
talented family.
did my suit. It was funny. I was the suit that I wore at Comic-Con. I was trying
Oh,
to
yeah,
find
GTA
something cool
fans
for
are definitely
Comic-Con.
gonna buy
I
it.
knew it was going to have to be something that I was going to have to get made. And
I mean, they got
these,
they got
ideas of
10
what I was
years
gonna
out
do,
of GTA
literally
5.
Spray painting, a white spider on the back of,
They would
suit
definitely
jacket.
pay
And I'm like,
$150
no, that's not going to
for GTA
It's like
6.
somebody who really knows what they're doing it. And I remember asking, I think I asked Bobby about what I was allowed to do design-wise. And he's like, well, you can't use anything, from that. I'm like, but then he ended up hooking me up with, he's like, well, you know who might be interested in doing that for you? My wife. And it was just this, like, it was this super awesome collaboration. Like, Jen is
Suit was
Jen
great.
Fortier
Yeah,
is so
it was
awesome.
so great.
You can find her on the Vintage
I
Smalls
guarantee you
on,
GTA
on
fans would pay
Instagram.
$150 for
She
GTA
hooked me up.
6.
She really put
I guarantee.
everything into that suit, everything into that jacket.
Amazing. Y'all saw the suit, right? Y'all saw the suit, right?
Yeah, Comic-Con. You can look it up online.
Yeah.
There's
You get that way you get the Bully Lowenthal
Max is
dance,
120.
and
If
the suit
you'd be willing to
Lowenthal.
pay
Yeah,
120,
if you go to the,
you would be willing to pay
PlayStation
150.
YouTube channel.
Let's
There's
stop
a
the
full
cap.
recording of the STCC panel, Symbiotic Relationships, and it's a great time. Very informative. Lots of cool behind the scenes from the game. Our cast here talks about their characters a little bit more than.
And no, I did not tell Brian or anybody else on the Insomniac side that I was going to do the dance.
Just went up on that table.
Because
It
I was
shocked me too. I was like, oh shoot. Okay, we're doing this.
Because I was afraid he was going to say no.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
Yeah.
like better to beg
Bully
forgiveness
McGuire dance.
than to ask permission in that respect.
I was making sure that table was sturdy and the chair was sturdy when you got back down. I was like,
very
that was.
worried.
When I made
about
eye
that.
contact,
No.
like, oh,
No, I was making sure. Because when he hit it, I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
I was like, let's go. Big bro, I'm there
You
for
have
you.
to pay
by the
$150
end
every
of it
dollar
all,
you
I
get
was
on
just happy
GTA.
that I
Better
did
go to your
not-
real bank account.
Yeah,
Facts.
graceful.
Table.
oh
Yeah.
my God, what would you have done if the table would have collapsed?
It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't
On
have
the
happened.
I know some of y'all in
It
chat
wouldn't
spent
have
about
happened.
400 plus just on
Oh.
Spider-Man.
It
Also
wouldn't have
facts.
happened.
I would have fallen on the ground laughing.
It would. Wow.
Technically, I haven't spent anything
I
yet
do want to
been-
shout out. Sorry, not to
because it has a ship yet.
No, we were done.
I do want to shout
get the
out that
collector's edition.
our team at Insomniac Games is actually watching this live stream right now.
I knew they
Oh,
were.
really?
I knew
What's
they
up,
were.
ladies?
We have
You're all just
people.
looking like.
We have people upstairs in the kitchen who are watching on the big screen right now. We have people at home in various parts of the country who are working remote watching. So I just want to shout out our team right now. You guys are doing excellent work and have done excellent work. I'm
I
a
ordered
huge
the
fan
collector's
of
edition.
your work. I know I work here and everything now, but part of that, the reason I'm here is
But
because of the team at home.
That's like two.
And,
That's like
I just wanna shout you guys out,
240.
and a lot of fans
What's
are
that?
watching and
230,
we're very excited
240.
for what you have done and what you continue to do. And we can't wait for October 20th and to finally be able to showcase your work, what the cast here has done as well in the game.
That's when I do 3D RX.
So I
They
do want to
better.
go through and do that, but also we do have a couple questions from our team regarding voice
gosh.
acting.
You've earned it.
Let's see. We have a question from Nicole. Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to be a voice actor? We on recruitment get a bunch of these kinds of questions. I'm not sure if you guys keep up with us, but we on Insomniac Live we have special career-related streams where we do animation, programming, whatever. So this is more of a voice acting thing that we can't typically answer. Because
I have definitely spent more than
we don't
$100
have
on the
internal
game
voice
before.
actors, right?
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we hire you guys to do
What was
that.
the question again exactly?
Sure. Do you have any advice for anyone who wants
It
to
would
be a
just have
voice
to be
actor?
worth it to
Oh,
me.
yeah. So much.
So much advice.
Read your stage direction.
That's important.
right.
It's important.
I mean, I would say you gotta fall in love with acting first, and that you can do that however, whatever opportunities you have to act, whether you're still in school and there are classes, or local theater or improv classes, or because I found, at least for me, and I think advice is kind of bullshit, because you can't. There's no one path to this.
Those
And it
like the
doesn't always
parts of the
work
game.
the same for every person.
Hey, it's a dual sense
so
controller.
Saying, here's how you do it is
Here's one way to do it.
disingenuous. Yeah, here's how I did it, or here's some of the things that
With
I've
the custom
seen that,
design.
seem to be useful. You gotta fall in love with acting because there's so much.
Can't
of
play the
time when
game
you're
without the
doing
controller.
films, working to it, and not getting paid for it, not getting credit for it, and none of it. That you gotta love it to keep going. You've got to have something that keeps you going.
Definitely worth the price.
So fall in love with, try it.
Well, I didn't
and
pay
see
for
if
this,
it's
but
something you fall in love with, and if you fall in love with, that's like step one.
Definitely
Yeah.
worth
I
it.
think.
And it's not just about, especially voice acting, is not just about what funny voices you can do or what, if you can
Funny.
sound like other people. There are definitely
Right.
voice actors out there that make a living based on those things.
Sure.
But
Sasuke cuss.
especially if what you're pursuing is
Yuri
a
cussed
career
a couple
in
times.
video games, which have a tendency to be far more grounded than what you'll find in like animation, right? At least like
Yeah,
American animation.
That's the current.
Sasuke letting it fly today.
trend.
Like it's not about funny voices, it's about performances. It's about acting, and every once in a while you'll do a different voice, but for the most part, I mean, look at us here. We're
Hey, Last Avenger Standing.
our
What it do?
voices for the game. We don't.
What's up,
change it
Cap
too
Tay?
much.
And
That's
then,
how-
and then keep everything conversational,
Imagine the first
don't
Venom boss fight
overthink
is
when you're in
1v1.
the booth or when you're reading
lose.
lines, because everything here that we just did is a whole monologue. So when you look at that page and you see all those words, just don't think of it as like, oh, these are a lot of words. Oh, these are, it's a lot of things to get by. Everything is a scene in life, So keep everything from your own experiences and from a conversational point of view, and then you're gonna rock.
Yeah.
Najee
So much of what
spitting.
we do with voice acting, especially like last minute stuff, is you don't get the script ahead of time necessarily. If like we're doing gameplay stuff, we're not always getting the scripts
Then it's
a long time
Twitch
before
stream,
we're performing them.
one
So
phone
it's
here on the
good
other.
to be able to cold
I'm in.
read. So I always recommend just taking any book, even if it's like scientific journals. That's a good one because you're having to read words that you normally wouldn't say, and get used to reading on the fly and speaking it out loud and performing it on the fly. Because if you're tripping over your words too much, it just slows down the session.
Yeah, I mean, and it sounds simple, just read aloud every day, but
really
it's so
makes a
much of what we
difference.
do, and it's we so often don't get a chance to look at the scripts, but they expect us, beforehand, but they expect us to read them the
Aaron
first
got
time
that
at
noir
performance
on.
level. So you got to get used to just, making decisions really, quickly and pulling meaning off the page, and so that's great advice. Also, there's a website that our friend D. Bradley Baker, who is just a genius voice actor. It's easy to remember. It's iwanttobeavoiceactor.com, and he has so much information on there. And then he updates it, and it's just great information. And my wife Tara and I wrote a book called Voiceover Voice Actor.
Voiceover, voice actor.
Look for it at your library.
You're trying to be a
Yes.
voice actor.
Voiceover.
They
voice
spitting.
actor.
They spitting right now.
Let's tell people that at the comms.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You
know
can
what?
promote your-
I might
As-
get
right,
voice
yeah,
acting.
Text me the link.
As somebody who has absolutely no promotion for that other than like this, yes, you could.
I'm gonna
absolutely
audition
back
for
it.
something.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, that picture of the vulture is so good.
I'm gonna audition for Carnage
Classic vulture.
in Spider-Man 3.
That was, one of my favorite things on the Miles game
Which one?
was for when we were recording all the stuff. I leave you the tutorials like. Even though
Oh,
I'm
you're
gone,
talking
I'm
about when
covering
the
with
holograms
MJ,
pop up?
The hologram.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
When I was pretending to be the vulture and I was doing my best vulture impression, and I was just thinking of Dwight Schultz the whole time. That was the most fun I think I had working on Miles.
There's one part
Oh,
in
this
here
for Luke
where I
Cage?
cannot- It's the team up of Vulture and Scorpion.
Now I'm gonna audition
yeah.
for Green
When
Goblin.
you were
Bro.
at the raft.
When I was stuck for like a good 3 days on that, just one mission. Ah, yeah.
That's why you buy extra control.
Yeah, that's what you got
Just
to.
in case.
Ben
Yeah.
10, yes,
That's right.
that's right.
Nowadays,
But Black
yeah,
has
just
hair
'cause
is
you're in
down in
Hollywood doesn't mean you're
Spider-Man
an
2.
actor, 'cause, I mean, especially in this business, more and more. It's,
You're right,
it's
Luke
remote.
Cage
You
would be
don't have
tough.
to be in Hollywood to be
Sweet Christmas.
doing this kind of stuff.
Luke Cage, I feel like Luke Cage would be too easy.
Auditions, that's long gone. No, that's history.
How much of how much of your work would you say you still record remotely, even like post pandemic?
At least.
Majority, yeah.
Like
Sweet
60%
Christmas.
Yeah,
still.
yeah, still 60%. I wonder how much is gonna change.
Yeah.
If it's gonna slowly, because I know people have been asking more and more.
Are we having coffee?
Studios.
Yeah.
Or are we
Still,
having
I'd say,
coffee?
3 days.
70% still.
How do you feel about like that changing landscape so far? Like some people love it, some people still prefer to kind of leave the house and go somewhere else. I imagine convenience is pretty nice though.
It is.
It is nice
to
to record
not
in your
have to-
pajamas.
Yeah, and to not have to get into a car and drive. Like sometimes we have to drive like an hour and a half.
Yeah. LA
To
traffic.
do like
They want me to
20
do all the
minutes of
black
work and then
characters.
drive an hour and a half back, and I'm grateful, but it is nice to not always have to do
Luke
that.
Cage.
But I do like
War
I miss
Machine.
people.
I
I
know
miss-
the
I miss hanging out with
socialization
people.
is. This is nice.
You don't get the short talks and the the bond
Yeah.
that you get in
Running into people in the studio hallway.
Nah, you don't get that no more.
That one time that I saw Keanu Reeves when I was at a studio recording something.
it's all
and,
gone.
like, I didn't speak to him, but it was still like I felt like I had been touched by an angel. Like I mean, I felt
Shredder.
like I'd seen a unicorn. Like I just felt.
I don't even,
Like,
I don't even remember how
that's
Shredder sounds.
It's all gone.
And nowadays we don't get that. And group reads, like.
I'd rather
much
do
more
Venom
animation than video.
and just
even-
call that Shredder.
Even before video
sometimes,
games
yeah.
would, but every now and then.
still do that, like chemistry reads. Like what?
We.
How they gonna know?
I don't know.
The hood.
We got a couple other questions from Insomniacs, if we want to.
Oh, yeah.
So Matthew Foster asks, if you could play another character in the Spider-Man universe, who would you pick?
Somebody who's already in the game, or like somebody who's not been like in a game in the game yet.
Just broadly, just
broadly.
Just yeah, just.
I mean, everybody
Is there
knows
anybody
that,
else who you're drawn to?
Yeah.
Probably Aunt-May.
Aunt-May? Yeah, good answer. I wouldn't call it that. Most people know.
I do.
Most
I
people who
do.
know me know
I do
that I would
Venom
choose
impressions
Green
in my
Knight,
room.
who's not really
yeah.
from the Spider-Man universe.
Doesn't matter.
At large, but because they have teamed up before, I'm going to.
What up, what
include
up?
him in that.
Welcome.
Moon Knight has always been my white whale, if you will. I love the character.
We're going to heal the world.
I like Marissa Tomei Aunt May.
Oh, Marissa Tomei, Aunt May.
I mean,
yeah.
you can't.
She's
can't-
so good.
Can't beat it.
Marissa Toe, Aunt May.
Give
But I
Black
mean,
Cat the
we were just
symbiote,
talking
you
about
would
that
be in
earlier.
the
I mean,
photo
the
for
rogues
hours.
gallery
Facts.
For Spider-Man is so huge. I mean, there's got to be other. I know if I dug around for a second.
Well, that's another question from Nick Hernandez. They ask, who's your favorite villain?
Scarlet Witch needs a
Spider-Man,
game.
Why is it Big Wheel?
That'd be
Who's
fun.
your favorite villain and why is it Big Wheel? Just in the Spider-Man franchise, not necessarily the games.
Shout out to Big Will.
Yeah,
While you answer that question, I'm gonna go shake the mouse over there because the chat just died.
Yeah. I
Oh, no!
saw that. I
Yeah,
was
shake
like,
the mouse.
no. I was like, dang, am I looking over there
It's like
too
shake
much?
the mouse. Is that a
Ben
euphemism?
Tenson
I'm
cosplay.
Gotta go shake the mouse. Look, guys,
What's up, Natalia? We're just bobbing.
Using that.
Listen to
shake the mouse.
Najee Jeter, Laura Bailey,
But yeah, favorite.
and Yuri Lowenthal.
Shocker.
Talk Spider-Man.
Oh, man.
Right, I know. Right. I thought you were talking
Shocker.
about a Spider-Man villain there for a second. And realized you weren't. It's funny.
You do a pretty solid chunks of Krillin.
I mean, he definitely gets filed in the ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't
Spider-Man
do any
villains
Dragon Ball
category. But he
impressions.
was one of the first ones that I remember, like growing up as a kid reading Spider-Man comics, was Tarantula, whose power is basically like he's this amazing.
I think I could do
dancer who has,
I
like,
think I could do
14
Mr.
foods he kicks
Popo.
you with. Like, I mean,
I
What?
don't think I'd do anyone else.
That's amazing.
yeah. But I always,
that's
like,
a
when I
deep
think back
cut.
to like my first Spider-Man comic, like that's what I think of Tarantula. And I'm like, I mean, there's a reason you haven't seen him in, any
I want to see
popular,
him.
but
I'm gonna say Venom.
Well, yeah.
yeah, it's hard not to go with.
That was like one guy. I was like,
I wish I could do Hercule.
got kind of relate.
I would love to be able to do a
Like, not
Hercule
really
impression.
I mean, he doesn't think he's bad.
Yeah, right.
I haven't practiced it enough.
Gotta
He thinks he's doing everybody a favor.
It's crazy.
But let's not talk too much
Who's
about
Bleach
Venom.
Kitty? I have no
I
idea.
love this scene right here. Look at that.
A question I'm seeing in the chat occasionally, but did y'all realize the impact this game was going to have when you were making
I
it?
can't hear you at all.
Oh,
We
I'm
can
sorry.
barely over the
Yeah,
screeching
Thomas,
tires.
go ahead.
Okay, now
Ask
go.
it.
Now go.
I'll give you a second.
Did y'all realize the impact that this game was going to have as you were making it, or
Imagine if Gwen is
did that
Peter's
happen
new
afterwards?
coworker.
Did you realize how?
I feel like she
how-
would more
how much
likely
it was gonna
be
affect
Miles'
people?
age. If they were to introduce Gwen,
I mean,
I think it would be
I don't think I realized.
a young Gwen that's Miles' age,
Because when you're working on something,
and it would be introduced to like
you know, often you'll think it's going to be the greatest
her
thing
father
ever, and then for whatever reason,
replacing
promotion or
Yuri on the
timing or
Force.
whatever it is. Like I felt that about Sunset Overdrive. I was like, this is going to be, you know, the greatest game ever, you know, made, and somehow it you know, it didn't. That was not meant to be.
It was
it's
still,
as good as I mean,
still an amazing
yeah.
game. I still think it was one of the most fun
but
games I
just
ever.
just in the, you know, way it was received. You hope that, I mean, as we were getting close to the end, I'm
what's up,
like,
Ace Boogie?
this
Shout
has
out
be
to you, my
like, it
friend.
has
Do
to
Ride
be.
Gang.
Like it felt so good, and the writing was so good, and we all felt
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Abridged is
so
goated.
good doing it
Yeah.
that it would have been the ultimate heartbreak if it hadn't been. But you never know.
You just never know. You can work on something and think it's going to be amazing, and then it
Yeah, that
just
face
isn't.
play is
A
tough.
lot of things can go wrong. A lot of things can definitely go wrong and just prohibit, you know.
There's gonna be a button match
Great
QTE of MJ and
but-
Pete,
Yeah, I mean, we all
Getting steamy.
definitely did not know that it would just
or
take off like
or
how
a
it's taking off
symbiote
now.
Pete
Like I said, we all started off on a
giving all those inches to
TV
Black
show,
Cat.
you know, on Disney XD, and then when that crumbled and the whole Disney, not crumble, but
Miles
that-
Girls Haley
And
for
Nadji
now.
never worked for Disney.
no, not crumble. No, like when everything
yeah, when
the
you-
switch happened,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that was like, all right, okay, you know, so let's see what's next, and then PlayStation called us over.
Yeah, I mean it's. I mean I still. I mean I still.
I don't
wake
think
up
they
every
would let
day
Haley get in the way of
not
Gwen.
Believing that we get to do this. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's like,
When the vulture cracked my eye lens, it almost blinded me.
I want to also say,
I know.
To upgrade to a stronger material.
Laura, there's a lot of love in the Insomniac Slack for your work on Critical Role. So,
Oh, hey!
Hey.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you guys. You're just wonderful.
We do have about 7 minutes left in the stream today.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm
Is
going
it
to try
already
to
good?
wind down a little bit here. But yeah, I'm just going to go through and do some side, like, collectibles and whatnot, but we can keep talking a little bit. I do want to ask, though, do you have any special words for the fans out there who've been following the game for the last 5 years? Anything you want to say
Can't believe it's been 5 years.
to them directly? I mean, they're watching right now.
Yeah.
We love you guys,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
what we have. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Tell us, Nadji,
I just-
tell
I
us.
just-
Amazing.
I'm just glad that it's only like 50 days away, right?
Yeah.
It's like close.
It's
like
soon.
less.
Right around the
Less
corner.
than that,
y'all,
right?
so
Less
It's
than
less. It's less than that. But
Hang tight.
shout out to Rock Rider, who's been creating posters every day for the last 100 days.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right,
amazing
you're right, right.
posters.
Shout out to
and
Rock
he's been
Rider.
doing them daily, and each one is something special. So it's been helping us get through these days. So thanks, Rock Rider.
Yeah, it's been really hard not to talk about it. All
Can't not shout out Rock Rider.
44 days. That's you guys. Before we know it, it'll be a month away.
He just did a Craven poster today, like right after they posted the.
next week, you know?
Right after they made the poster, Rock Rider made one using the new Craven.
I mean, it is interesting to think about, just like relatively speaking, and we're much closer to it than we were when we first announced it. And so I know a lot of fans have been eager to know more about the game, and we're right there. I mean, we're gonna blink, and it's gonna be my birthday. It's gonna come out on my birthday of all
when's your
days.
Does
so
it come out on your birthday?
October 20th.
I'm
Yeah.
the 18th.
Very nice.
Aaron's birthday is October 20th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
October baby, son. Let's go.
Let's go, Libras.
Oh, that's
We got a good one. We got we got Halloween right
Halloween,
after. It's
baby.
gonna
Aaron's
be
birthday
like-
is
oh,
Spider-Man 2 Day.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lit
October.
month.
But y'all are so great. I mean, we've been. I know Nadji and I have been doing the con circuit again recently, and getting to meet people like face to face and talk Spider-Man, and to see how much you guys love the game has just been, life giving. So thank y'all. It is I love that, you know, a game like this gets the love. I don't
He's
know.
quite a screwball.
I still can't believe that.
Birthday's 10 days before.
insane just seeing,
Hope you got it as a
different
present.
Ages and everyone that loves. It's literally like a universal.
Aaron's birthday is a national holiday. Do the Spider-Man 2. Facts.
You know, feel of everybody just coming together.
Yeah.
it's everywhere.
It might as well be a holiday.
And it's like such a
Because of the amount of people that are going to be taking off work.
I didn't mean to put that on it, but
Yeah.
like I love, you know, that the messages feel positive to me, and yet people are still so, you know, so excited and so, you know, so
8 days before launch.
I don't know.
I mean,
A lot of people going to be
Yeah,
calling
climb
in
to the
sick
top
on the
of
20th.
building? Is it the-
Like, oh
it
man,
is.
Yeah, they were so
Setting
great.
that
Can't make it.
So
That was good.
jeez.
Yes.
You know, I love
I got
people.
on balance. I got.
Look how beautiful this is.
I love how many people have come up and said, "Yeah, I got to thank you for the Spider-Man game because I had never been to New York before, and then I had to go to New York, and I realized that playing Spider-Man actually helped me." I was like, "Oh yeah, I know where I'm going. Like I know this, you know, because I've been through New York so many times." And that's that's not a credit to me. That's a credit to the team that built what you're seeing right now,
that's
which
crazy.
is New York City, and you'll get to see a little bit more of that in Spider-Man 2.
It's really
A lot of it
funny
more, actually.
because like my knowledge and geography of New York was non-existent prior to playing Spider-Man games, but
Wow,
you know,
really?
Yeah, like I've never been to New York. I only ever knew there's lots of buildings and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So I remember
Fortunately,
when
I don't have to
we were
take
talking
off
about,
work
Brooklyn and Queens
to play Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Because playing Spider-Man 2
I
is
didn't
my
know where
actual
Brooklyn or
job.
Queen was relative to like the big city in the middle,
soon.
but now I know where it is. So hey, my geography has expanded so much more, and I haven't even been there yet. So looking forward to
glad
it.
We are
Things
educating
here.
and having fun at the same time.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
I remember when the first game.
I wanna
this
be
game came
working
out,
early
we
as
would often
possible.
Get comments from New Yorkers being like, "Oh, I found my block," or "This is where my apartment is," or whatever. Yeah, it's always super cool. Yeah, and it's not completely,
Until you get home.
completely accurate to the real
You know, if
thing.
you have to collect
but
this anymore, you're not trying to wait
it's
till 4
similar.
p.m.
Right. I mean, it's it's got Avengers Tower.
Yeah, it's
and
tough. If you
Sanctorum,
if you don't
Right.
if you don't have the extra
Nemesis,
money,
come on,
then
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
no,
Don't
I
they have-
really
yeah,
wish
I would
there.
like if I
and
after I found
I
out
think they
that
do have something out there though.
collector's edition
Built.
was not launching,
yeah.
not coming out before the 20th.
Took down the toy store. I was mad about that.
If I wasn't
Oh,
a content
really?
creator, I'd probably be like, yeah,
Oh, man.
I'm just get the
Those are-
digital
those are going away.
and call it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
man.
much. Every time I go back to New York, it's a different city.
Because I want to
Yeah,
be playing
interesting. Yeah.
as
I
early
was,
as
I was
possible.
going through a bunch of YouTube videos a while ago and trying to find like video game stores in New York, and there's some really still some interesting ones that are around, some mom and pop shops that are owned. So
Yeah.
when I do go to New York, I'm gonna go hit up some of those. I'm a collector of games. Any of you have watched Insomniac Live when we're doing
How do
our
you
remote
sign up
shows,
for the
you
job
guys
that I'm
know
doing?
The background's just a mess of collections that is. That is
You
going to
create
swallow
a
me
Google
whole. I'm
account.
probably going to die in my office one of these days.
You turn that
So
Google account
any video game shops in
into
New York,
a
please
YouTube
recommend them
account.
to me, and I will love to go and add to that collection.
And you start making videos.
But yeah, we're coming down to the last few minutes here. God, I had a moment where I was thinking here, or I was many years ago, leading up to my time here in Insomniac, and I've always wanted to be here and to work at the studio, and I just had a realization that I'm here and I'm talking to the cast of Marvel Spider-Man. And I'm getting a little emotional right now thinking about it, so I'm so sorry.
Let's all
But
get emotional together.
I do want to thank all three of you for taking the time to
Have a
sit
road
here
mic.
and hang out
Took
with
a
me
mic.
and to play the game, to hang out with the community. I really want all three of you to know that
Need a
we
resume to
have
become a
a
YouTuber now?
fantastic,
Definitely not.
a bunch of fans.
Need a
Looking
resume
forward to
to
everything
get
that all three of you have done.
like
and
brand
contributed to this game.
sponsorships.
Insomniacs who are
But
watching
your
right
YouTube
now,
is your resume.
Definitely appreciate the life that you bring to these characters, from Mary Jane to Peter to Miles. Like, it's all very cool to see how we all can hashtag be greater together.
Right? Yeah.
for this game, for the one that's coming out in the future, and for Miles and yeah, truly thank you on behalf of the community, on behalf of Insomniacs. Thanks for hanging out with us. And
Thank y'all. Thank
you.
y'all. Seriously,
For
like,
letting
we
us-
couldn't be here without
Capte
you
is
guys,
the
without
number
you
one
guys
Gwen
in
Stacy
chat.
simp
Like, you show us
of Durag
that
Nation.
we are doing our job.
That is it. It's Spidey fam.
Yeah,
Everybody,
it is.
Spidey fam. This is a family. It's a family, and we're all
Hell yeah,
members.
Spidey
all
fam.
y'all out there.
Be greater
And
together.
all the Insomniacs here, and us, and yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously, thank you, man. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, I'm pleasure to be here. Truly, I woke up.
We
this
got to
morning
get
thinking,
Nadji on the
"Holy
podcast.
crap, I get to do this, and before we did the show,
I wanna
was
get
pacing
Nadji and Yuri
around
on the
back and forth
podcast.
here, and like, I'm so anxious. I'm so anxious.
So bad.
Yeah,
You
thanks.
never, I would have never known.
No, you did great. You did great.
No, well, thank you. Well, I do want to also shout out our fans who are watching, all the players of Marvel Spider-Man, and all fans of Insomniac games. For those of you who don't know, this is Insomniac Live. This is a show about Insomniac games and the communities that inspire it. And today we're inspired by voice acting community, but also our community. Those of you who are watching at home, thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. If you want to continue following us here on twitch.tv/Insomniac Games, please do so. We do these shows every single Wednesday at 12 p.m. typically Pacific time. So 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, every single Wednesday here on twitch.tv. If you want to be part of our community, you can also follow us on all our social media at Insomniac Games,
Yes, sir.
on Twitter, Instagram. X.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to give him the spoil.
Instagram, Facebook, and all the other ones. But also, we have a Discord server that we're in. So if you go to discord.gg/Insomniac Games, we are there. I am there. Thomas, who I think his voice is.
It's
somewhere
me.
around.
I'm
There he
Thomas.
is. Thomas is there.
Hey.
I realized I didn't get
Thomas
to
like
introduce Thomas Hart. For those of you who don't know,
Thomas Hart.
he's the
Hello.
community manager here at Insomniac Games.
Shout out to
and I am
Thomas.
Aaron Spinoza, the advanced senior community manager at Insomniac Games. So it's always a pleasure to be among everyone here on the show. So that's about it for Insomniac Live today. We had a very special show celebrating 5 years of Marvel's Spider-Man. We can't wait for the future and for you to also experience the sequel, Marvel Spider-Man 2, come out October 20th. That is imminent. That is
Basically tomorrow.
it, pretty much.
Basically.
Like, we're there. So, I know everyone's like, oh, well, you know, we want some news. It's like, hey, now on October 20th, trust me, you're
get the
gonna
whole
you're gonna
game
get
in
some
like a
stuff.
month.
So
Yeah.
just hang tight with us and bear with us. We're not gonna make you wait 2 years like we did before.
Right,
it's
right.
relatively soon. So hang tight, friends. And yeah, that's about it. Wraps it up for us.
Thank you so
So,
much.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
And as always, to all of you at home, have a good night, morning, evening, or whatever it is that it is to you. And we'll see you on the next one next Wednesday. So, bye, everybody.
All right, Twitch fam.
Bye.
See you guys on the-
All right, that is a wrap for Insomniac Live. Shout out to the full team at Insomniac. Aaron, Thomas for hosting. Shout out to Yuri, Nadji, Laura for coming through. That was a lot of fun. Listen to tell stories about their experience working on the game. Can't believe it's been 5 years. That's wild. I think they're going to drop the Venom poster tomorrow. Today they dropped Kraven and the symbiote, and then before they drop Peter and Miles. So I think they're definitely going to be dropping the Venom poster soon. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be wild. Yeah, they're cracking them posters out. I think they're gonna do Lizard, and I think they're gonna do Venom. Thought his black suit poster was a mod. Nope, this is straight from Insomniac themselves. This is straight from Spider-Man 2. I appreciate you, Renee. Thought you would drop a trailer. Well, not in 5 minutes, but yeah, there's definitely stuff coming soon. The State of Play is coming this month. Look out for that. Look out for more posters from Insomniac. I got a new video dropping tomorrow, hopefully. Well, definitely a video dropping tomorrow. It might not be the video I've been working on, but I will definitely drop a video. I'll hopefully I get all the approvals that I need by tonight. Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a nice month for Spider-Man. Don't worry. Just because they didn't get the Game Informer cover reveal doesn't mean we're not getting anything. Because that state of play, definitely going to be some Spider-Man 2 there. Insomniac's clearly in marketing mode with all these posters they've been dropping. So they're definitely going to be doing some stuff. So be on the lookout for that. I'll keep an eye on the socials to see what they drop tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll catch y'all next time. Appreciate everyone hanging out for the stream once again. Subscribe if you're new. We are doing Spider-Man 2 content every week. Where anytime there's superhero content, I'm on board. I cover everything. Wonder Woman, the potential Superman game, Spider-Man 2. We do all that here. Hopefully the video game strike doesn't happen and everything can keep going nice and smooth, but we'll see. Everyone have a great night. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out.